swear to God, Brian.
Yeah.
That footage at 24 to 25 seconds in the Gran Turismo trailer is VR footage.
Oh my
It
God.
was taken out. It's a new conspiracy I'm starting. Everyone likes their conspiracy.
This is not a new
theories.
conspiracy. I've heard this one from you before, right?
I know, but nobody's taking it seriously like I am, okay?
Definitely never take you
nobody
seriously.
takes it serious.
I don't take you
Well,
seriously.
maybe when I see a
You
Q
shouldn't
drop
take it
about it,
seriously.
I'll start taking it seriously, okay?
You shouldn't take me,
Can
serious.
we cue the cat?
But it's true.
Can we
Cue the
Can they
cat.
hear us?
Cue the
Oh,
cat.
let's get the cat in there, yeah.
Because I want to say what's up to Flame Hat, the game cat.
Flame Hat.
Fire. Trent Stanley, what's good with you? Richard's gameplay. Hello from the Netherlands. Have to watch tomorrow, but good luck with the show, guys. Thank you so much.
That's okay. You have to watch tomorrow. We have to be here today. It's only fair.
Trent Stanley, Swag God. Woo! What up, Swaggy? That game cat in the chat. Hello to you, lovely sir. Glacius Dreams. Darth Vader, the game cat, the dark robot lord in the house tonight. Everyone, be on your best behavior. He'll force you. Oh, hi, it's Brendan.
Oh,
Who's
hi.
hyped? You better be hyped, sir. Genetic Blasphemy. Chris Taylor. Love you, man. What's up, dude? Strong Stonks.
Hey,
I
Jace,
hope you're
is there-
investing in Strong Stonks.
Is there any Alvo
Colt
news?
45, Alvo news?
Is there any Alvo? It's got the
Colt-
Alvo news.
maybe a little. Colt 45, Rayman 88, Robbie B, the English Game Cat, Silo
problem.
Side, another Alvo dude in the house, Zombie Cakes. Alvo, speaking of Alvo is in the house tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to you, Alvo.
Good morrow to you, sir.
Mysterious being that we can't wait to unwrap soon. Hibsy, the game cat, Johnny Rap off the straight cat, Trusty Mod in the house, Death Mean is Blue, Romero, the game cat, Romero, the game cat. I love it. Wait, I gotta be like Romero, the game cat.
Yes, you do.
Roy Swartz, Woody the Bluebird, Twitcher the single player, Game Cat, Mr. 777's Moist, DJ Silver Lake, Hunter the FNAF fan, Professor Lilith, Red Rover, the effing Game Cat, Axe on, Axe off, Donatello, pass me a ninja slice. What is up, y'all? Guys on fist bump to you.
I assume we're visible now because you're doing stuff with your hands, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta
so
give me
many-
more of a cue.
guys,
You gotta give me more of a cue.
There are
Just
so
like,
many
that is the
cats in the
cue.
chat. Hello
Okay,
to the rest of you joining in. I see you. Okay, I maybe didn't get a chance to shout you out because we got to start the show, but I see you and I love you.
There's so many people. Wow.
That
had to do it
is
again.
the worst Polly
Pretty
Shore
bad.
impression
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
I'll bring it back a couple
Or-
times.
Polly Shore, yeah.
Polly
Two
Shore,
tips on
Polly
bad
Shore
Polly
is the
Shore.
worst
It's
Polly
kind
Shore
of the worst.
impression.
Yeah.
This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We bring it to you live because that's what live means. You're all right there right now, except for all the people watching later. You're there later in the future. How are we looking? You know, what's the future like, man? I hope it's not crazy. My name's Brian Paul from this show right here at PSVR Without Parole, and the guys to my right, the boys, Dave from Dave Station VR.
Ooh, man, you know I never get tired of that. You're making me feel like an apocalypse rider, Brian. You make me
I'm
feel like
so-
an apocalypse
Right,
rider.
Sorry to hear
Pop's
that.
favorite game, by the way. Right Pop played Apocalypse Rider, and he actually really liked it.
For
And I'll be
17
honest-
hours straight, I hear.
Oh,
Wow.
That sounds like a Rye Pop kind of bet.
Yeah, for sure.
man.
And that guy on the far right-hand side of the screen is AJ from The Underground. PSVR Underground.
What's up, Brian? What's up, Dave? What's up, Game Cats? Oh man, exciting times right now. You know, a lot going on in the world, one could say. But if you need a distraction, we got your juice. Come get your juice right here.
I need some juice. I need some gin and juice. Yeah,
Sipping on gin and juice.
there we go. Laid back. Yeah. This
My mind on my money and my money on my mind.
we can't get through a single episode without singing.
No.
I love
You
it.
guys are
Yeah.
terrible.
At least it's not Bob Dylan again this time.
Yeah, we had to
I
move
like
on
the Bob
eventually.
Dylan,
I love Bob
I like
Dylan,
Bob
but we
Dylan
had to
too,
move on
yeah.
eventually and sing something different, and that's not too bad. Guys, we have so much news to talk about. We're going to talk a little about PlayStation 5 and the DualSense controller and all sorts of different games that have been announced and coming out, but I think we should begin the show the way we begin every show, with a little game of should we or shouldn't we. We put 60 seconds up on the clock up on the counter, the way that Jeremy likes it, boom, and it's our time down here to tell you out there, the loyal game cats, whether you should or should not be playing and or watching and or doing the things that we've been playing and or watching and or doing. Who would like to go first?
I'm actually prepared this time to go
No
first. Is that
way.
okay? I am
Yeah.
prepared. I don't need any props or anything.
Thank goodness.
Like, I'm ready to go. And this
what-
one actually comes from the Game Cats to me back to the Game Cats.
Well, then on your mark, get Dez, go.
All right, so I've been watching a lot of TV shows with some of the cats in big screen. A few of us have quests. We've been hopping in late at night and just throwing on stuff that we all like, mostly funny stuff. And there were a couple that I had never seen, British comedy shows that just fucking killed me. Like, I'm in love with these shows now. So The Mighty Boosh, which I've heard people talk about a zillion times.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I had no clue what it was. I was hooked from the first like 2 minutes of the show. I was like, this is so good. It's exactly up my alley. And then also there's one called Garth Morengi's Dark Place, which apparently is entirely on YouTube. It's about this guy who's like a horror writer, Garth Morengi, and he made all these TV adaptations of his stuff, but it's like proto Adult Swim. Like everybody who's ever made an Adult Swim show has watched the fuck out of Garth Morengi's Dark Place, I guarantee you. Because it's like way earlier, but they use a lot of the same stylistic stuff and editing and humor styles. But it's both really, really funny shows. Shout out to Mitch and Rob and everybody who turned me on to those. And yeah, that's it.
All right, so should we? All sorts of should we's.
Absolutely, yes.
Excellent. AJ, do you have one ready?
Yeah, I've got this.
All right, well then on your mark, get Des. Go.
So, one of the things we're going to talk about later, there's a massive sale on PSN right now. And while I really want to save this for later, I need to go ahead and just use this for my should be, because I played it during Saturday night live streams. And that game is Sirento. For those who don't know, it is basically a mix between like The Matrix and Cyberpunk and ninjas. And you have a combination of swords, guns, a lot of different things. This game's on sale right now for $20. I love this game, but it with the almost $40 price tag always put me off and really disappointed me. I've got I've always had the physical disc, physical collector.
Oh, you have Sirento
from
wow.
Perp Games.
Cool.
Yeah,
that looks nice. That steelbook is popping.
It is a very nice steelbook. Thank you, Perp Games. But yeah, total should we best locomotion and just overall fun.
And we'll go into this more. I wanted to add on that. It's got multiplayer too. It's got a bunch of cool weapons that are unlocked from the start, but you can upgrade them with all kinds of cool like rarity items like Diablo you pick up and stuff like that. We'll talk about it more later, but it's definitely a good game.
I definitely didn't get everything I wanted to say, but I was just like, I don't know. I took forever.
Well,
we're gonna have wasn't on the timer. I can slide in a couple more.
Yeah,
slip it right in there, Dave.
Yep, that's what I like.
Since my timer hasn't started yet, I'm going to give a shout out to Bel Ramio, the Game Cat, with the €5.49 donation, saying my should we is that everyone should spend 2 weeks to build their own crazy roller coaster in Minecraft survival.
Yes, Belramio just built a lava mountain roller coaster.
Ooh, nice.
And
why don't we have footage of this? What is going on?
Well, he posted pictures in the Discord. Make sure you join our Discord down below in the description, and you can see pictures of it. Yeah, Bell, come on, man. Hook us up with some tickets. Let us cut the line a little bit. And come check it out.
Viewer takeover intro too, riding along your fancy little roller coaster there.
I like the way you think, Dave.
Back when I was big into roller coaster building in Minecraft, which was like fucking 10, 15 years ago, probably.
Never knew that about you.
My friend and I built this. We went to the underground with the nether, right? Where it's all lava and stuff. And we made a pane of glass that covered the entire lava. This was survival mode, so we're just like digging up sand all day. And then the entire roller coaster was on top of the lava. It was built on top of the lava with one layer of glass. So you could go like right down above the lava. Pretty fun stuff.
The nether's really dangerous. How did you have to like just kill all the enemies first to be able to do this, or?
It was kind of a constant process, I think.
Excellent. Well, then while we're here, let's say hello and shout out to Red Rover. Red Rover sent Joe Grover right over the effing Game Cat with a $30 donation. Dude, thank you so much. He goes, Sirento supports the rudder for Brian.
Just for you, man. I love. I will say that I support the rudder as a handicap device. People with disabilities and stuff. I think
differently
it's
abled, AJ. They are
differently abled. Is that offensive to say disabled? I don't know. Or handicapped? I don't know.
Well,
I don't
Jason
think so.
Eliminator would call himself the handy-capable gamer.
Yeah,
or no, actually that's not what he calls himself, is it?
The handyman.
That's a different guy. That was a different guy.
Yeah, that was a different guy. That's right.
Sorry.
As a accessibility device, I support the rudder. Okay. That being said, as just like for fun, I really prefer Sirento with just the moves
Standing
and
up.
because I love to stand and twist, and there's lots of backflips in this game, and you want to be able to aim in different angles and stuff. So
Donatello the Scientist Game Cat says the rudder is dead already. Well, I'll tell you something about my rudder. It's in the trash. I don't know where it went.
Oh, no, in the trash.
I had a big trash bag. I looked and I was like, you know what? I don't ever use this thing. And shipping it to somebody would be super expensive because the base thing is so heavy that I was like, I can't even give this thing away without like.
I sent mine to Whitticus.
That was nice of you.
Shout out to Whitticus.
$75 in postage later.
He does lots of fundraising and stuff. You can check him out on Twitch. He also made an entire game in Dreams featuring vocals from some voiceovers from Joe Mojo, the death metal game cat, and a couple other Dreamer community people that really helped. I got to ask him how that went after using the 3D rudder.
For sure. All right, you guys. On my mark.
Get wait. So hold on. Sorry.
Okay. I almost had it.
One. We got to stop the whole show for this. Skull Cinema 1 has come in with a peace and love to all, $50. Wow. Big money, Skull Cinema. And for a good cause too. Peace and love to all.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of division over the next couple of days. So yeah, keep the peace and love rolling, guys, if you can.
I love the I've never seen you before, Skull Cinema. I usually recognize everybody. I've never seen you before, but I must say I love your name, Skull Cinema. Good, I like that.
And thank you very, very much for the generosity, man. Like, people keeping this channel rolling. Really, really appreciate you. This is a tough time for PSVR. It could be seen as a tough time for PSVR. A lot of people have decided, even though it's not, that it just is a tough time for PSVR. And we've seen a lot of people jumping ship and being like, I'm out of here. And I'm like, it's been a pleasure. I hope we see you again soon. So thank you so much for the positivity. Bel Remio, again with the €550 donation, saying, here's some line skipping tokens for you guys. Thank you so very much.
We got a fast pass, guys. We just got a fast pass.
Which is great. If you ever go anywhere to any amusement park for the day, definitely get the fast pass. It's a world of difference. And of course, Darth Vader with the $5 donation saying, Brian, AJ, Dave, what is your dream PSVR game? Brian, RE8 doesn't count. Of course it doesn't count, because that's a dream that's already being fulfilled. My dream game is, damn it, BioShock.
I'm going to say Tenchu, like a good Tenchu.
I'm going to go with Jet Moto. I would love Jet Moto.
I quit.
In VR.
I would play the shit out of Jet Moto.
You hear me, Dylan?
I don't know what's wrong with you.
I know you're out there, Dylan Job. I know you're listening. No, he's not.
You wouldn't take Twisted Metal Black over Jet Moto?
See, that's a
tough one. Vehicle-based combat would be really fun.
Yeah, maybe
I would like vehicle-based combat,
especially with the T150 Pro.
All right,
but Jet Moto, move controllers.
Well, real quick, you were asking who Skull Cinema, where he came from. He says he's an OG Firewall player. So I'm sure we've probably seen you out there in Firewall at some point.
What up, Skull?
Yeah, what's up, Skull?
On my mark, get Des and go. So on the recommendation of our trusty, loyal moderator, Geisen, I watched on Netflix I want to say Korean horror movie or Korean zombie movie called Alive. I think it's actually #Alive. But this this guy is he's a streamer, plays video games, and then one day he wakes up in it's a zombie apocalypse, and it's awesome. It's honestly, I feel like I haven't seen a good zombie movie in a while. And this was perfect. This was absolutely perfect. It's one of those where you about 10 minutes in, you forget that you're reading the subtitles and you're just like totally invested. And it's just a lot of fun. And it like takes itself just seriously enough and is like not afraid to be a little goofy on top of it. I just had a lot of fun watching it, and it was like perfect because I felt like Halloween was ruined this year. There wasn't any like real good stuff, and I think this might have been something he recommended to me either on Halloween night or the day after. And I was like, this kind of saves Halloween for me. I love this movie. It was awesome. Thank you guys. Alive or #Alive is definitely a should we.
Sweet, I've definitely heard of that. The Korean zombie is also a UFC fighter, by the way.
Oh,
he's awesome. Yeah,
I got a question for you too, though. How does the streamer in this movie stack up to Cookie Pie in terms of all-time streamers?
Less attractive.
Nobody stacks up to Cookie Pie. Play Immortal Legacy to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Immortal Legacy is definitely
learn what we're talking about by watching it.
You should play Immortal Legacy.
Just play it. It's the best PlayStation VR game.
Disagree.
It's way better than Saints and Sinners.
No, it's
not. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, I tell you, my favorite thing to do is troll on my own
computer.
show.
Real quick, Mikey said, isn't that the same director of Train to Busan? Which isn't that a zombie movie from Korea that was really well regarded?
I barely remember.
Do you know if it's the same?
I will say I haven't
know if
watched
I
it,
agree.
and I
You
couldn't
don't know,
tell you
okay.
the answer to
I
that.
did see it. I don't remember it.
Somebody
very
in the
well,
chat knows. I'm sure somebody in the chat knows.
All right, what do you guys think? We need to get the ball rolling here with some. Is it time for some news?
Well, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
PSVR Gamescast Live. We've got a lot of
I did that part.
important things to cover today. Of course, the big topic
A little
today.
more housekeeping.
The big topic today is going to be. Did you say you do that part?
Yeah.
He already did that part.
Okay. The big topic of the day, of course, we got some early impressions. We got access to the beta for Alvo, and we're going to definitely run through our first impressions. We're actually going to talk about that sooner than later. Usually we save this bit, but because there's so many of you in here and we don't want to keep you waiting for too long, we're going to move that up the list a little bit. But we've also got some really exciting new game announcements. We've got some updates on some games. There's a massive sale that at the end of the show we're going to go through and do the PSVR's got talent kind of thing. But first, we're going to start with the news that we always begin with, and that is regarding the PS5. Got a couple different things to run through today. So without further ado, let's begin. Shipping notifications have begun for a couple different items. Number one, I've gotten my notification on Amazon for my PS5. Says it's going to be arriving this time next week. Next Thursday, guys, we're going to have PS5s.
Why does that stress me out? Like I feel like
you already got enough shit to do, Brian. You don't need a PS5 in your life.
Right. No, that totally stresses me out. Just thinking that it's going to show up the same day as Gamescast next week, where it's like, wait. Like, what if it shows up at like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the afternoon? We have to go, oh, we have like an hour to get like to record some gameplay or to get some first impressions. And be like, oh, and then it's Gamescast moments later. That stresses me out.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Because mine says ready for pickup at 6 p.m. Hopefully it shows up earlier than that. I don't know why it says at 6 p.m. Yeah, on the day of release, right? They said like you can pick it up from the store at 6 p.m. on the day of release. So it seems kind of late. Hopefully it'll pop up earlier and I can just go in and grab it. But real quick about the notifications on stuff. For the adapters, Sony hasn't actually been sending out their own notifications. So I would highly suggest that everybody out there sign up for FedEx Delivery Manager if you're in the US, because they're shipping with FedEx. It'll send you notifications even though Sony isn't, and that's how I got notified that my adapter will be here on Saturday. So way earlier than I expected, I got a confirmation from FedEx saying, hey, this is on the way. Sony International LLC or whatever sent you this thing, and it should be there on Saturday. So,
good tip, Dave. I didn't know that because I was checking my normal email, and of course I didn't see that. And I assumed
bad about that. They're not sending real notifications or even a confirmation that they're sending you one, because they said we'll let you know like if you get one. They
did send a confirmation that they like received your request, but
just that we got it. That. But I think they just skipped the confirmation email for the shipping because it's definitely on its way according to FedEx.
All right, good scoop there. But PS5s next week. I want to know who all's picking up a PS5. Of course, if you're not, fret no more, because we are going to be covering everything PS5 upgrade, all the enhancements, all these sorts of different things, the benefits of using one. We've said before that if you're on an OG, you're going to have a good time if you secured one and are making the upgrade. So really excited to dive in. We're going to be integrating all that coverage into our channel. Still of course holding on to my PS4 and be jumping back and forth as much as possible. But yeah, on in other PS5 news, one of us has gotten their hands on a DualSense controller.
But we won't reveal who.
You'll have to tune in later to find out.
Yeah, you'll have to like use process of elimination. It's me. Look,
fuck you,
look at the DualSense.
Yes.
And watch, it'll even light up when I push the button. It's gonna try to like sync to a PlayStation 5 that doesn't exist. Now it's like
hold it up to the camera.
Of the third kind.
Hold it up to the
you
camera.
want to touch it? You want to touch it?
I can almost feel it.
I gotta say, and I'm sure a lot of people have already given their first impressions of the controller, but I was actually excited to just like kind of hold it in my hands and get a good feel for it, because there's a couple things I noticed right off the bat. because I've been playing with DualShock controllers my entire life. You know, not my entire life. I mean, PlayStation 1 didn't even come out until, what, 94? But the form factor is a little bit different. The grips, these right here, they go down like significantly more than a DualShock 4. And I was like, well, that's weird, right? Why would they do that? Until you put your hands on it, and like suddenly your pinkies actually have some place. Like if you're holding on tight, everything has something to hold on to. Like it just somehow is more ergonomic than like even the DualShock 4 was.
It's a little more boomerang looking.
A little more.
Yeah.
I like that you told me that. You know, we thought we were kind of worried when they first unveiled it, and we were like, oh, I hope it's not too much different. Yeah. And you, so far, even though you haven't gotten to use it for all the features and stuff with your PS5 yet, you seem to have said that you already are pretty optimistic that it's going to feel better. Like you just like the way it feels more so far.
I do. I think it feels a little bit better. And also it's got a good weight to it. Nothing wrong with the DualShock 4, but this has the weight of a DualShock 4 with a back button installed. Like if you, because I was testing it. I've got a DualShock 4 over there without a back button and one with a back button. And it's a little lighter than the one without, but perfectly the same weight with. And there's just something that's got good heft about it. The first time I saw pictures of these things, they looked kind of big and unwieldy, and I was like, "What?" And I think that's just because of the look of it, the aesthetics, like with the line drawing here, and
it looks more like a black and white cookie than I thought it was gonna. You know, the black and white cookies. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Well, so something
person, at least.
About that, I thought it was gonna be a really stark white color, and it's actually kind of like off-white, almost like the lightest gray I've ever seen. And there's something really nice about that. It has a soft look to it instead of like a stark white and black thing. And yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this thing. Well, I'm so excited.
I got a question for you. Did you ever pick up that back button attachment thing for DualShock 4?
Yeah.
Does it pop onto that? Have you tried it yet? Will it fit in the same spot?
I haven't tried to pop it on. I don't think it'll fit though. I don't think the attachment.
Not. It's a different port there.
Yeah.
Which is weird because somebody in the chat says like, I'm surprised they didn't add back buttons after releasing that attachment for the DualShock 4, which is like that's what we all thought it was for, right? Like at the time.
Yeah.
And to make it incompatible with the 5 is weird too.
Yeah, everyone kind of thought that the back button would be like a standard feature on the DualSense controller. Sorry, sirens on my end. That like it would just come with it, and then there was a reason for the DualShock 4 to have a back button was so like people would get used to that's a new mechanic. That's something that we're doing now.
Yeah.
And and I was like, well, it's actually cool that it didn't come with the back button installed into it because it's already expensive. They don't need to make it more expensive. And so I thought it would be cool. Be like, okay, well, I can just take the back button off my DualShock 4 and slip it right on this thing. Ooh, that's funny. I hit it and it vibrates. Sound. It vibrates in the weirdest way ever.
You can feel
I can already feel the haptics.
Yeah.
No, it is a weird like.
So I'll be honest with you. Yeah. When you know we obviously haven't gotten any confirmation, but we do believe there will be a PSVR 2 at some point. Mm-hmm. I think one of the coolest things that could potentially see, I think we will likely see new controllers. I think they'd be fucking crazy not to have new controllers. But I would love to see this adaptive trigger technology integrated into some new controllers, especially like something looking like that one patent, that latest patent that we got. Oh my God, it would be so cool. I love the idea of this tech. I really feel like VR maybe had something to do with Sony being like, let's make flat screen game more immersive. How do we make everything more immersive with the 3D audio or Tempest audio engine and the more responsive and immersive controllers and stuff. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. But you have anything else you guys want to add on that before we move on?
I thought I had something, but it escaped me, and I haven't got it back yet.
Before we move on to the main event of the evening, we got a donation from BitJelloBoy30, that jiggly gamer cat, with a $10 donation. Everybody jiggle. Do the truffle shuffle.
Nice.
$10 donation. Thank you so much, brother. And he says, hey, Game Cat, still no luck with the pre-order, but I'm optimistic to try and get one after release day. Stay awesome and stay jiggly, guys. Thank you. Oh, yeah, I love that. Stay jiggly. No one's ever told me that, and that is awesome. I love it. So, of course, you guys are all here because you are anxious to hear about the recent impressions. We're going to talk about the Alvo Beta, which I think you still can sign up for. Go to alvogame.com and sign up. It's got the mailing list and stuff, and it says, want to participate. They're doing it in a phase. Let me begin and say they're kind of phasing it out. So I know a lot of people were messaging me after when I told them that we're trying it out. We'll have some impressions as soon as possible. And there was a lot of people that were like, oh, I didn't get one. Right. No, there was only like 20 people that got the first phase of it. Sign up for that mailing list and just hold tight. And they're going to gradually phase more and more people in to try it out. Now, it is, we will say that, but there's a disclaimer here. This build that we got is not the final build, and it also has some limitations to it. And there are some game modes missing. This one comes with free for all, but the game itself is supposed to have team deathmatch as well. And I know that they said that they've been working on a like seek and destroy, search and destroy.
I tried that one on the PC beta as well.
Right.
So I've got some experience with that one too.
So, but without further ado, guys, let's begin. What did you guys want to tell us about the Alvo Beta?
Well, first of all, having played it with the touch controllers on the PC beta, it's so much better with the aim. Obviously, like it was built for the aim. It feels just right. And a lot of the issues that I had had previously about how it felt when I controlled kind of went away as soon as I picked up the aim and played this game. So it feels really good to have another game like this for the controller, out there, something fresh, because it's been a while since we got something like this. And we've really never had anything exactly like it that does what it's doing as well as it does, even in its current state, which, I mean, it's a little rough. It's got some bugs. It's a beta, absolutely. Some of the maps got put in with the wrong version and stuff, and so like there's like invisible walls. But they're aware of everything.
Because we got to play more levels than we were supposed to get to play. I think we were only supposed to be able to play like one level, and then Steve from Alvo was like, "Yeah, this was the wrong build. We don't know what happened, but now you guys get to play a couple more levels." And I was like, "I'm totally cool with that." And to be honest with you, for everyone who doesn't know, this is a modern military shooter, and Brian's going to be playing some gameplay footage, and you can kind of see what some of the levels, some of the gameplay, some of the different weapons. Brian,
hey,
let's break this thing down as much as we can tell about our impressions and what the features are. Just tell me from a basic standpoint, what is Alvo, and tell me some of your first impressions.
I mean, it's a 10 players, 10 player military shooter, and man, I gotta say I had so many interesting first impressions when I started this thing up, because we didn't know what to expect. We've sort of been hearing about it for a while. We've been seeing footage for a while, and we were just trying to keep our expectations in check. We knew this was a small team, and there were people being like, "Oh, it's gonna be a firewall killer," and we were like, "It's not gonna be a firewall killer," and
it's not exactly.
Right, and I jumped in, and it's like, man, but what I do think this is an awesome companion piece for Firewall. If you are a hardcore Firewall player, and you need a break and you need to go do something a little bit different, Alvo's gonna be the thing that gives you that little bit different thing.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people have been wanting something a little bit more fast paced, and this is definitely the first thing we can say is this is. There's rarely any downtime in this game. It is you die, you respawn, game ends within like a minute, you're in the next game.
Yeah, and I think I would put it, if you guys have a frame of reference here, between Honor and Duty D-Day and a game like Firewall. This is like what goes in the middle, because it's not as polished as Firewall, but it's more polished and it feels tighter gameplay wise than I think Honor and Duty does. So I think don't go in expecting, First Contact is a very well-funded company. They were very well-funded by Sony at the time. Don't expect that level of polish, but the fun, fast-paced gameplay kind of wipes that away. Like, you don't really care that much about the little things once you're in there, respawn and killing, respawn and talking shit to people on voice chat. Like, it's pretty fun. It needs some balancing. Definitely needs some balancing. The grenades are like super powerful.
Well,
And people
again,
were
we
getting mad
can't
at
we
for
can't
spam
go
grenades,
too
so-
much into stuff like this because they told us you're gonna notice some things and they likely already know. So
Oh,
we're
yeah,
gonna really be sticking to just the basics here. We're not gonna like go in. It's because again we played a limited beta version and it does not necessarily represent the final product. So we're gonna do our best to tell you what we did play. And little things like some balancing things, we got to throw that out the window. That's because, as far as I'm concerned, that's kind of like irrelevant at this stage. Um,
It's
but
sort of why we're beta testing it. The reason why we're beta
Yeah,
testing
exactly.
it is to
Right.
is to give them some feedback and to figure these things out. And honestly, as you said already, the build we got was already outdated. I jumped in and I was playing with some of the very very early testers, and they were like, "Yeah, this is not the most up to date map. Oh, this has already been fixed in the current build." And so anytime we brought something up, it really had already been fixed, or so it sounded like. So yeah, we're trying not to be too critical about like the little minor things and just try to give you an
Oh, yeah,
overall
for sure.
experience. I do want to say though, Dave, you mentioned the grenades, and
Everyone in chat is talking
I
about the
love the
nades too.
grenades.
the nades are the best, man.
I love them too, but it's like, I mean, come on.
They're-
In search and destroy mode, they're going to be super OP because you got to defend a point, and you can chuck one nade at a guy and kill like his whole team.
The
with
grenades
one.
are pretty funny.
Like,
The grenades almost have like an arcadey kind of feel. But let me
Yeah.
tell you guys, one of the first things that I noticed, and one of the things I really like about this is when you first are at the main menu, right? You can see your character, and it's got the full IK, and you can actually move the arms and stuff a little bit. But one of the things I really like about this is it has that kind of Call of Duty menu setup where you've got your weapons. So you have like a bunch of different loadouts you can choose. I think four different loadouts
Yep.
that you can choose, and you can actually switch between these every death. You can change loadouts, but you do have to pre-make them before you like jump into a game mode.
Yeah, and I think people will want to know that it's not just picking different guns and stuff. Like
Right.
it goes beyond that a little bit. It's got, there's sights you can buy, there's different scopes, there's laser dot sights and stuff like that. And then you can switch your grenades to be from a frag to like a smoke or a flashbang or something like that. So what you'd expect, but it is all there just to, reassure people. It's got the customization stuff that you're looking for in a game like this.
I honestly think you would expect this in a flat screen game, but in a lot of VR games, they're usually pretty bare bones. So it was nice to have, like you said, you can choose between different guns. There's like AKs, there's submachine guns, there's a sniper rifle, and then on top of that, you can add like scopes. There's red dot sights, stuff like that. Different weapon attachments. There's weapon skins. And then there's a perk. There was only one perk here called Revenge, which I'm not super familiar with what it is.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what that did either.
I'm not sure if that was active or not. But then there is like full customization with like you can this is something that Firewall doesn't have, which is you can actually no. Firewall was more like changing skins. This you can actually customize like the way your body, your face, your head and stuff, like what kind of head you have and stuff, what skin color you are. And then it has like hats, like there was like different hats to choose from, masks to choose from, shirts and stuff to choose from. I really like this ability to customize different loadouts with different appearances. And I think that's really cool. It gives you something to kind of work for while you're grinding in the game, gives you some incentive to earn credits.
And you're already getting into like some of the nitty gritty here, and I'm like I
Yeah.
gotta say that like just from the get go, I was so happy about I went into the settings and I turned off all the comfort settings, made sure all the vignettes were off, turned I didn't need to turn the turning speed up like much at all. Like you could blast the turning speed up so high to an extent that I've never seen it before, that I didn't even have to go to the fastest turning speed. Like I was like
neither did
2/3
I.
of the way
Like
up, and I was like
2/3.
boom, 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 right?
Yeah.
And it's
2/3 is the sweet spot.
And I never felt like stick or anything.
Oh,
no.
absolutely not.
No.
But that's sort of like a testament to like where these guys are at in terms of the experience they want to deliver. They want to deliver something fast and furious, because just running around at normal walking speed is pretty fast. And then you can
Oh, yeah.
and then you can push L3 and suddenly you're like flying around this map, and you're running around so fast. And I was waiting for my stamina meter to drop, because a lot of games you can only run around for a few seconds, and then it's like your character starts breathing heavy and you slow down, and then like you're screwed for a second. You can get pretty far before your stamina meter depletes.
I didn't even notice I had a stamina meter.
There's no
I
meter
felt like
on
I
the
ran
screen.
whatever the hell I wanted.
Exactly.
Does it run out of breath at some point?
Oh, you have to try to do it, yeah. And so you can run a lot. And so this is they want you to move around fast. They want that arcade feeling, and I think they've actually accomplished that arcade feel that they were going for.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you see all this footage. It's just like
it's got the look of the Call of Duty, but it feels like an old school, like Unreal Tournament or Quake. You just like fast die, come back, fast die, come back. Like obviously the weapon pickups and stuff are not there the same way. It's a little different. But somebody asked about the maps actually, and I wanted to bring that up because I really like all the maps that they have here, even though there's some like unfinished stuff and like we said, invisible walls here and there. But they look great. There's a lot of verticality. They're all different enough from each other, and I just feel like they're like layered pretty well. Like there's always a little alleyway you didn't notice before, or some way to get on top of a rooftop that you didn't see a guy get up there and he's shooting you. So pretty well designed maps, I think.
The verticality is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, being able to jump at all is just a great feeling, especially after spending so much time in Firewall. And when you see like some boxes and stuff, and you're like, oh, I can totally just jump up those boxes and get up to that platform over there, I was messing around with a sniper rifle when I jumped in this morning, and I was like, oh, what's a good place to go? And me and this other dude were running around, and he's like, let's go over here and see if we can get up on top of. We were at the monastery, and like there are these big like church buildings and stuff, and we're like, let's see if we can get up on top of those. And we did. We climbed some rocks, and then we just jumped from the rocks to the roof of the building, and we're like, this is great. You could look down and just be a sniper until somebody finally spots where you are.
Surprise, surprise. The night version of the monastery level has ladders like some of the other ones, and so you can actually climb up there on purpose, like easily just hop up there.
There could be ladders that I didn't even notice. We were just like, let's get creative.
No, I think the daytime one has no ladders, but it has that really cool underground like cave part where you come out on the scaffolding and stuff. I love that. That's
interesting. I honestly thought that the nighttime maps were just different lighting. I had no idea they were actually different. That's cool.
Yeah, I think at least for that one, they're actually different functionally because there was a lot in the beta when they had those. I did a lot of shooting each other from rooftops, and we were hanging out mostly on the rooftops in the nighttime version. So
Silaside does say, be mindful this is a 10-person free-for-all. Other modes will play slower for sure, most likely. I could definitely see that. I'm actually, free-for-all is usually my mode that I play the least. I usually am a team deathmatch or the search and destroy. If I played a lot of Counter-Strike, and that was basically mostly one game mode. It did. I think there was a couple other ones, but yeah, there were. But and then like in Battlefield, I really like the rush mode, which you had to get to terminals and hack them. But again, when you guys are talking about the levels here, I think there's a good level variety already, and I like that there's supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, there's supposed to be a nighttime and a daytime version of these levels, and I'm really excited about that. I tend to really enjoy the nighttime levels a lot more. They feel something about them I just really liked. But the levels, once you start to kind of explore, you start to see there are a lot of like these strange like paths and areas in each level, and there's like a lot of variety of little things in them that I really appreciated. The more I kind of like explored a little bit.
I love watching this footage back while we're talking. I'm just dying every 3 seconds. I'm just like, I kill somebody, then I'm dead. I kill someone, then I'm dead. It's just nonstop. But that's part of this. It is just like I don't feel bad when I die because I'm at least 1-to-1 KD ratio.
Well, I think I can tell you that it wasn't always just kill and then die and kill and die. There was definitely some kill streaks, and when you get on a kill streak. You see on your gun here, you'll see these little things popping up. Those are actually your kill streaks. And to be honest with you, I was so just into the core gameplay that I didn't really experiment with those a lot. But then that is part of the game where you have that is something that COD introduced, I think, with Black Ops, maybe a little bit earlier or later. But first time I experienced was Black Ops, the first Black Ops. That's probably one of my favorite CODs. But yeah, there's RC cars. There's like a drone that you can fly around, and that drone freaked me out, man. I'd be like running, and then it would just come buzzing around the corner, just like, bzzz, and I just blow up and stuff. And the ragdoll was really fun to watch too. Like when I died, like if I got blown up by grenades, I would oftentimes just laugh about it because like you get to see your body just kind of fly around and your arms flail around and you bounce off a car and stuff. And I like I like a lot of the core stuff. I think this game does a lot of just core gameplay things right.
Yeah, and I think it's just satisfying, and like people who are good at and enjoy games like this, the ones from our community that have gotten in, their immediate feedback is, I love this thing. I'm having so much fun. And then they're like kicking everybody's ass right off the bat. Like Cypher, I'm pointing at you, Cypher. He showed up like 2 minutes later. He was on top of the leaderboards and he was just having a great time. So it's, I think there are a lot of people out there who are in that same boat who are just going to have a really good time with the gameplay here.
I'm really surprised there's not more games like this, to be honest with you. So this is a great opportunity for Alvo. You would think by now we would have like 5 or 10 of these modern military shooters because it's such a popular genre, but surprisingly not. Surprisingly, they're few and far between. So this is really, really exciting to have a game like this. I think people that want a game like that have been wanting a game like this are going to be really pleased and should be pretty excited, especially if you have an aim controller. I definitely preferred the aim controller the most from what I played so far. It worked fine with the DualShock and worked fine with the aim. The move controllers, but the aim is just feels like it was meant for the aim controller.
Yeah, I messed around with the moves a little bit, and it does seem like that they've got a little ways to go on that. But
it still works though. I mean, like they're functional.
Sure.
That's all you got. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and
I haven't tried PS4 yet.
I tried DualShock 4 initially. Yeah, it's exactly what you think it would be. It's very functional. It totally works. Yep, it's absolutely fine. So nothing crazy, but yeah, I mean, just being able to support all of the different controllers is obviously super duper important.
So there's a Robbie B tip, and people are arguing with him, but he's not wrong at the moment. Robbie B with €5. Am I right on that one? Oh shit, I thought I had it right. Okay. Watching the footage, spawn deaths are too frequent. Free-for-all should be 6 people for maps of this size. It does get a little hectic with the current spawn points as they are. Sometimes you'll spawn next to a dude or a guy spawn camping you. I've given him some ideas about what to do about spawn campers. So if that's who you are, watch your ass out because he might do what I told him to do. Just put a bounty on people who are spawn camping, turn them red. You get more Alvo coins if you take out the person who's spawn camping. I think that'd be fun.
I think there's, again, it's hard to tell with, like I don't totally disagree. There was like maybe some spawn balancing. That's a common thing I've noticed though, is there's always every VR game that's multiplayer stuff that gets released usually has to have little tweaks and balancing stuff done.
I mean, Honor of Duty
had
terrible spawn points at launch.
Oh man,
it was way better, awful. But they were pretty bad. So like, it can be worked on. That's one of those things that's not fixable. It's not like integral and you can't change it. Like they could definitely tweak it a little bit and it'll be fine.
Yeah, Brian, I'm digging some of this footage, man. Seeing you hopping on the monastery top with the top of the monastery with the sniper, shooting people off houses. That's good stuff, man. I like to see that.
That's the thing, man. It's ridiculous. This game is so over the top and it's fast paced. And it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, maybe they've got some work to do on it, but holy crap, man, it's like I think everyone walked away with the exact same impression. We're like, this is a fucking blast. We're just having a lot of fun. So I don't know how long out we are, and I don't think they know how long we are out from the final release. So that's going to be an interesting progression from this point to that point, to see exactly what gets done. I can't wait to check out the new game modes. Because again, this is fast and frantic because it's free for all. Every single person you run into, obviously, is going to be an enemy. So doing something like a team deathmatch, like we don't even know how tactical you can get in this game. Obviously, It's got that arcade feel, but you can still go out with your squad and kind of give a tactical feel to something that has more of arcade basis to it. So that's something I'm very much looking forward to trying out.
So one thing I want to throw out here before we grab this next tip is Sean, Demolition Sean, who's one of their, he's on their Discord. He's part of their team working on the game.
What's up, Sean?
He said that the spawn points are from an older build, and they're 4 weeks behind where the current build is while they're waiting for EU beta codes. So they will have already, as soon as EU drops, we should have a version with updated spawn points. So that's
and that's what I was saying. It's hard to say. We can really only stick to most of the positives right now because it's so hard. It's hard to criticize or at least nitpick certain things that are probably already gone. They had a different version uploaded. So, but so far the results are pretty good. Especially, we debuted, Brian. You debuted the Alvo footage from. What was it? 2 years ago? I think it was a year ago, and debuted the footage. And this is like night and day to what we saw back then. And it's so exciting that it's getting so close to release. It's been a lot of fun to play it, man. And I just know that this is like seeming like what a lot of people have been wanting. They've been wanting something like this pretty bad.
So I want to say too, real quick, we haven't talked much about like performance and stuff. Oh, stop texting me! I'm on a podcast. All right, no, it's actually a YouTube notification. But I thought compared to the beta that I played on PC, this actually runs much smoother. It's very like smooth. Butter, like no frame rate drops. It's smooth. It's fast. It
also no disconnects
or anything.
I never had
say that. Yeah.
I never had any disconnects in this game. Not one disconnect. And yeah, like you said, you just kind of jump in, and it takes just a couple seconds, probably under a minute, to actually find a match and stuff. And that was with a limited people because it actually fills in spots with bots. Right. So you can just immediately get a game going, and then just people can immediately join in the game. And yeah, it is very smooth and very stable, and that's a good sign. That's a really good sign of things to come. No disconnects, they have their own servers and stuff. And that's one of the big deals about this.
Yeah. And here's something I didn't expect is that it looks good. Like, I mean, the maps, like, especially I think the town is probably the one that's been worked on the most. That was the one that we saw back in that 2017 CG trailer when they first announced Alvo. And they actually got the final game looking almost as, or at least that map looking as good as that CG trailer. And I was like, holy crap, they have actually delivered on this town. And so you can tell they spent the most time in that, but like, it's just like, it has all these different areas to it. That map specifically, and actually the monastery as well, are pretty damn bright. Like the lighting is almost intense, just like it's a bright, well-lit area. And at first I was taken aback because it's just very colorful and there's a lot of stuff going on. You don't expect that in a military shooter. And then it's just like, yeah, this is fucking cool, man. It's just nice to see a military shooter that gives you, like all this variety of textures, this variety of color, and it just looks good. And then when you find out how big the maps are, how sprawling they are, you're just like, well, that's even more impressive at that point.
Yeah, desert especially. Desert's a pretty massive stage with lots of stuff you can climb up on, and like all these different alleyways. Like AJ and I were talking about
palm trees and stuff. You can actually hide in trees.
Yeah, he was.
Hop from building to building, the rooftops.
Yeah, he was telling us to jump in the trees every time. Let's get this big old tip.
Oh yes.
From the wolf craze. Ooh, simultaneous, and it's like this. Is it like a hippo?
Awesome transforming. It's a transforming.
Voltron.
That's an impressive cool. Animation right there.
It is very impressive animation. Thank you so much for the $50 donation, dude. You are super generous. We really appreciate it, man. Thank you for helping out the channel. In the next tip comes from, I hope I didn't skip one, Cypher 36 Vita with the 20 MX dollars. I don't know what MX are. Is that the Mexican?
He's giving you microtransactions.
Microtransactions. Yes. He says Alvo greater than Firewall 100%.
Interesting.
Wow. Big talk.
Right.
Yeah.
From Cypher.
I'm not there yet, but again, that's
the thing. They opened up to us and they were very honest with us, and we appreciate that. And they said Firewall was a big inspiration for them wanting to make a game like this, to go in a direction like this. So it is in no way It's obviously very different than Firewall, but you're talking about one of the best multiplayer games, and to be inspired by that, I think that's a good direction. I think Firewall is like one of the best. We it's constantly like top 5, top 10 in our top 25 lists,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's a good game to draw inspiration from for sure. Like I said, I feel like it's kind of like a mix between. I agree, gameplay wise, it's somewhere between Firewall and Honor and Duty,
D-Day, yeah.
and but to me, like aesthetically, it looks a lot like it reminds me look wise of Counter-Strike a lot, but then it's got all these features and customization that you would see in like Call of Duty. And I'm really, just being limited to the free for all mode, it's tough to say, but I really can't wait to get into the team deathmatch and search and destroy modes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have played a little bit of Search and Destroy, so if anybody has like questions about that mode, earlier Rypop was asking if it was like I think he said Counter-Strike, where you get 1 death per round and then you're out, and then you got to wait to spawn in to the next one.
Right.
And it's like a best out of 7 or something like that rounds. But yeah, that is how it's set up. You've got these points where you can control or defend, or attack or defend. I'm sorry. And there are these bombs that you go around picking up on the stage. You got to arm it, put it on the spot, and then the other team has a chance to come disarm the bomb before it goes off and they lose. And part of that is like controlling your points, defending stuff. So it seems like it'll be pretty fun. Still needs probably some more building out. It seemed pretty early when I played it, but it'll be fun, I think, to have that mode as well.
And correct me if I'm wrong, it is for the search and destroy, because there's been a lot of these types of modes, a lot of different game modes in games like this. You said you have to find something and destroy it. Like, is that what the objective is in that mode?
So there's a bomb, and you either plant the bomb, or if the bomb's planted on your point, you disarm it. Yeah,
that is so my thing. That's what Counter-Strike is basically. One team has to plant a bomb, the other one has to stop them or disarm it. And oh my god, that mode is usually so much fun.
Genetic Blasphemy says, so can you tell where the shots are coming from? Yeah, if you look at this footage, you can actually see there's always an indication or an indicator on screen. It's a little red, kind of a semicircle, a part of a circle with an arrow telling you exactly where shots are coming from. And so the second you're getting fired on, you're like, oh wait, it's right there. And sometimes you'll turn and be like, where is he? And then it'll be like up here or down there, or over, But yeah, definitely the game absolutely helps you out. Distracted Game Cat says, can you hear where the footsteps are? Can you hear the footsteps coming from the other side of the map? I need them Warzone footsteps.
No. I think the 3D audio for the most part was actually pretty well done. I felt like I could navigate and hear stuff pretty well going around.
Well, I will tell you that playing, especially when I first jumped in and like no one else was playing, I was just playing with a room full of bots. I was doing kind of like investigation work like this, and I was like, I'm just going to go hang out in this room and see if I can hear people coming. And I would hear footsteps going.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they were right in front of me. I was like, oh, they came right around. I was like, yeah, I could actually tell they were right about there. However, when you're playing with a bunch of people and you got voice chat on and everybody's like laughing and talking and having fun and being like, oh, you shot me, I shot you, ha ha ha. It's like those footsteps, non-existent, because that's like the quietest thing. So trying to pay attention to that kind of stuff when you're in a full lobby is very, very difficult. So
the thing is, you don't have to, though, because like in Firewall, it's really tense. You've got to creep around corners. You got to be like, is there a guy coming here? Is there a guy coming? But like in this, it's so fast paced that you're not creeping around ever. You're just fucking running full speed. If you see a guy, you shoot him.
I disagree. Actually, I disagree. I mean that I think it does allow you. There was definitely some moments where I would be sneaking around and like, kind of like not just running out into the open and dying. There were definitely moments where I was kind of hugging walls. I was hiding. There is a duck button, so I was hiding behind cover. There's like random stuff that you can hide behind sometimes. Random like cover system stuff, and that's really nice. And yeah, I definitely found myself like sneaking around and hiding in corners sometimes. I'm not a camper, so I didn't stay there for long. But it was like more like a strategy. Like, the objective is to kill and not be killed. So
Right.
Um,
There were certainly times where somebody came up right behind me and I didn't hear them. Steve's in the chat right now, by the way, saying that we are looking into the footsteps volume already. And again, these are things that like we don't even like complaining about, or we're just saying that this is something that like is probably going to be addressed. But yeah, this when somebody like comes up behind you, you hopefully will hear them. That the footsteps will get like significantly louder, just so you have a chance in hell, right?
so he's saying they want to tweak that because he says it's going to matter more in search and destroy.
And actually, that's the mode that I think I remember hearing footsteps pretty well when I was playing Search and Destroy. Like I could tell they were coming from above or below better. And I think they've probably already tweaked the footsteps for that mode. It seemed like when I played, at least.
Can you only hear your team
chaos
when you're doing those modes?
Yeah.
Because that'll make a huge difference when you're just talking to your team.
Yeah. And that was another thing. The audio worked really well right off the bat. We've seen so many games have audio issues, or, it kind of sounds like you're coming through like a megaphone or something. And like the audio quality was actually just really clear and good to go right off the bat. We've got a quick $10 donation from Brody the Game Cat. What's up,
dude?
Joe? Good to see you, brother. And he says, lurking in the shadows, all I can handle at the moment. Huge congrats to Alvo on the beta, and wish you luck with the full release. Thank you so much, Brody.
Yeah, thank you for stopping in, dude.
Brody is the man.
Absolutely.
So, guys,
so I gotta bounce in 2 minutes. I will be back.
Okay.
If you guys are new here, I have a work thing every now and then. Should be like less than half an hour tonight, and then I'll.
So give us some before you bounce. Give us some final thoughts on Alvo Beta, and give us some final thoughts.
Yeah, I can't wait to get more people in and really stress test the thing, because like we had great network connections, nothing happened, it was fine, and actually impressively good. No dropouts, nothing like that. But I want to see, how does this thing run when we got like 100 people in there at once? How quick is it to get into a lobby? I mean, really quick, but like I'm excited to get more people in, is what I'm saying, I guess. And like hop around between different games and stuff. So I've had a lot of fun with it so far. That's my overall takeaway. Like there's clearly stuff to fix. It's a beta. So yeah, that's why we're playing it, so we can get them to fix the stuff. And pretty much all the feedback that I've given so far, and I think that you guys have given, has been received and said, okay, yeah, we're looking into that, or we'll think about that, or whatever. So
everyone's talking shit about AJ in the chat. You camper, you dirty camper with the beanie.
It was pretty funny. I found this spot that just everybody ran right by me, and I was just like, just picking them off.
That's great.
The other time was in it was in the desert map. I was actually like hiding in the bushes sniping, and nobody could find me. It was great.
Nice.
All right, so I gotta bounce. I will get you in maybe 20-30 minutes.
You leave that camera. You leaving your screen up, so you're the best, man. Thank you so much. We love you. We'll see you soon. All right. And a shout out to, I know a bunch of you guys are actually in the chat right now. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out. But a shout out to God. I hopefully I don't get any of these names wrong, and if I miss any, please somebody let me know who I missed in the comments. We want to give a shout out to all the people we played with, all the different cats, all the different Alvo fans, all the different PSVR subredditors, Discorders. There's people all over the place. We got Trinity, Herb247. We got Usable Sofa, Siloside, Chris Taylor, Cypher, Gyson,
Chris,
Choco Q, Sunlit Quality, Nefarious Ether, and Eric Likes TT. And we know a lot of these are alternate accounts. We had to all use alternate accounts from our main account, so these are not the names that I'm sure a lot of people go by on a regular basis. But it was awesome. It was awesome jumping in there. I feel like I played probably, I don't know, over the course of 2 days. Was it 2 days or 3 days? I can't even remember at this point. But but every time I jumped in, I played for an hour to 2 hours, and so that's about 5 hours over the last day or two. And I kept seeing the same people because, again, anybody who just joined, don't be upset that you didn't get in on the beta, because the beta is literally just starting. This is phase 1, and like they sent out a very, very, very small number of keys. Like less than 20 people were ever playing because they've got things that they need to work out, and so when they were talking about all these keys that they're going to give out, we're eventually going to have 1,000 keys that they're nowhere close to that right now. So don't worry. Joe goes like, Brian Paul, you better recognize me as number one. I'm handing that title to Siloside. That was right. Yeah. So yeah, so don't worry, don't worry. I have a feeling that this beta is going to last a little bit longer, and there's going to be a lot more people that'll be involved eventually. So do sign up if you haven't signed up. Make sure you sign up over on the Alpha website. And what is it? You just sign up for the mailing list? Is that how you get in on it? Is that correct? Do you know? Are you talking to me, AJ? Oh, I'm by myself, guys. I'm just hanging out by myself. All by myself. Gonna be all by my. Listen, if you don't fix this, it's just gonna be me and Tornado for the rest of the show, and I don't think anybody wants that. Let's see. Demolition Sean says, Brian, you're 16th on the leaderboard. Well, that's reassuring. I think there's only 16 of us, so that sounds about right. Cypher's number one. I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. I was like, okay, I figured. Yeah, I asked the chat if there was any other questions. He says yes. Okay, yes, you can unlock attachments.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking about attachments. Yeah, there's a lot of attachments too. Like I said, there's red dot sights, hollow sights. What you got? There's like a 3x zoom scope. And there is like a big scope that you can use for the sniper rifle. Felt pretty good, but I know that they said they wanted to adjust it some more. They sound like they still have a lot that they have planned for this. But yeah, and I asked if anybody had any more questions before we move on with the news. Discord is best place.
I'm number 16.
And
number 17 is a bot.
Number 17 is, but yeah, there's a bunch of bots in there that have some unique names.
Well, listen, I will take all the razzing I'm getting. All the you guys can make fun of me. That's totally fine. But I will say it was a blast playing with you guys. I don't mind you making fun of me. It was so much fun playing with you all, and I can't wait to dive back in and play more and maybe get up to rank 15 or so.
Yeah, I feel like I just scratched the surface on it. I did try a bunch of the different guns. I liked, of course, you start out with the AK as your first one. The rifles feel good. The SMGs feel good. The shotgun is like, as you would expect, the shotgun is really good in like close quarters combat. And then of course there's a sniper rifle, which, you got to be pretty good. I haven't like explored using the sniper enough. But like I said, there was a couple times where I was hiding out in the bushes and using it, and it felt pretty good overall. Darth Vader, the Game Cat. Brian, scan for some questions real quick. And Darth Vader, the Game Cat, with the $4.99 donations, is glad you all enjoyed Alvo. This game seems very promising. Can't wait to play the full release. I agree. And I am curious to see, Alvo, if you can answer this or not, if there is like a roadmap post-launch, like is you just trying to release a full game, just complete, and just leave it there? Or is this something you guys plan on supporting over time and maybe just continuing to add tweaks or updates, stuff like that? Chris Taylor with the $20 donation. Chris, he says, any Alvo news?
Does everyone know that joke, or is that just a joke between like the three
I
of
think
us?
Everybody on the face of the planet knows that joke.
Yeah.
Chris has been a huge supporter of Alvo on Reddit, on here.
On Twitter. It's like we could, for the longest time, this is the joke. We would tweet something totally unrelated to Alvo, be like, "Oh, new PSVR, patent, blah 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 blah," and Chris would always respond, "Any Alvo news?" It's like, and at first I was like, "Man, this guy's obsessed," and then it became like a running joke, and it was hilarious.
Donatello says, "Add gun game." That was a Counter-Strike one where you start out with pistol and then you get a kill, and then it swaps. It gives you a SMG, and then you get a kill with that, and it gives you a heavy machine gun. It was a good one. Big fan of a lot of shooters back in the day, and this definitely has that feel. And it seems like, like I said, we have just the beta right now, so it's gonna feel like there should feel like a lot of content at launch. But Alvo says, "Oh man, roadmap." 2 new maps are going to be in the works after launch. Custom matches. So I'm guessing like private matchmaking or something like that. Custom matches. Oh, well, custom matches. So I'm guessing maybe like machine guns only or pistols only or
Yeah, we were having
something
so
like
much
that.
fun with the grenades. Someone figured out, I think Silaside figured out that you could like spam the grenade button. Right now, they're obviously going to fix this. You could spam the grenade button. You're only supposed to have two, and you could throw out like four at once. And it was
Oh, it's so much fun though. It's like
it's
Operation Wolf or
so much
whatever.
fun. And so we kept saying like, man, I just want get rid of the guns for a mode, man. Like let's go in like grenades only. How much fun would it be just like tossing
Oh my
grenade,
God, that would be
right?
that's going to be where it gets really fun with this game. The more you kind of just tinker around, like just mess around, fool around, have fun with it. I love stuff like that. So he does. He says I want an RPG or bazooka. Custom matches equals private lobby, and then he says maybe jetpacks. And I know that sounds like a joke,
It sounds
but
like
when I was
a
talking to
Brian
him, he
Paul thing.
sounded straight up serious. I know, right?
Mhm.
He was very serious about like being able to make a custom mode with these kind of mods and stuff. And I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Crossplay with PC VR. So it sounds like they have a lot of roadmap stuff here. Albo, I appreciate you giving us that info because it sounds like you're just naming everything off the top of your head. And I know that I probably put you on the spot, but
Yeah.
you did a very good job. We're just excited to get our hands on the full release. Really can't wait to check out those other modes and stuff.
Ben Gerbig in the chat keeps asking if there's a campaign, and so first of all, this is a beta. It's meant to test the multiplayer stuff, and so no, but I don't know what their plan is for the future. I will say it was a lot of fun running around with bots. That was the cool thing, is that like even before anybody else jumped in, it was just fun running around with people running around with bots by yourself and just shooting everybody and practicing that way. That's not a campaign by any stretch of the imagination, and maybe they have plans for something like this, but only they can answer that, unfortunately. So maybe Steve can tell us something in the comments here.
Oh, he says more character customizations. Yeah, man.
More guns, more characters. Yes,
definitely keep. There's already there's a little bit of variety and stuff in the customization, but yeah, to expand on that, that would be awesome. Because that actually was something. I mean, there's like some fun stuff in there. There's like an eye patch and or some random stuff in there too. That's pretty cool. But hell yeah, guys. I'm not expecting any campaign here. Just multiplayer, but different multiplayer modes, dedicated servers, quick rounds and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, we kind of touched on that a little bit, man. But really, it is so fun to just go, okay. You've watched. Is it like this? The last 60 seconds, there's a timer that pops up that shows you like because they're 12-minute rounds, and that sounds really long at first until you're just like, oh crap, there's only a minute left. I got to kill a couple more people to get higher up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And then when it ends, the voice chat cuts out, and then you're looking at 4 different maps to vote on. You vote on your map, and then like within, I don't know, 10 seconds after that, you're on a loading screen. 5 seconds after that, you're in the new map. It's like literally 30 to 40 seconds between the time the last map ends and the new map begins.
It's very quick. It is constant gameplay here. There's no waiting at all.
Steve says Choco's writing a zombie storyline for us. That's nice. Great, man. That's great.
Zombies somehow make it into every game, and somehow it's okay.
Yeah, no one's complaining about that at all.
Yeah, you would think it'd be like so done with it by now, but no, they just work. I guess it's just I think just video games and zombies are just meant to be together.
Oh, I think so. Absolutely.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can add here before we get back into the news. But I think we covered most of it. I mean, fast paced, really solid connection, really smooth, runs really smooth. Great core gameplay, variety of customization and loadouts and stuff.
Great map variety.
Map variety.
Yep, climbing ladders, verticality, jumping up to different locations.
Verticality.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely took advantage of it way more than I did. I feel like I was very just run and gun a lot of the time. I mean, sneaking around.
After by the time I jumped in for the third time, and I had already spent 4 hours with this game, Because again, we haven't seen all the maps yet. The beta is very limited as far as that's concerned. You want to start exploring every single corner, and especially this morning when I was with, oh God, who was it? I'm so sorry. I think it was Nefarious Ether I was with this morning. He was like let's go just like explore and figure out how to get up to that, like let's see if we can get on rooftops and stuff. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great, and that's what we did this morning.
Verticality is definitely a nice touch.
Yeah, I mean you can't jump in Firewall, and I'm not saying that this should be a competitor with Firewall, because I don't think it really is. It feels so radically different.
Right.
That it's not. I think people are going to say, I need a break from Firewall. I need something that's a little more fast paced, something with like that feels more arcadey, and this is going to be their go to when they need a break from Firewall. With some
the people that have tried to release faster paced games have usually ended up doing like a 1v1 and like
telefrag,
like telefrag and stuff, and like they just really were way off the mark here. And yeah, like I said, this is definitely what people want at its core.
100%. Well, I think that kind of does it for Alvo. So good job, man. I mean, I want to say good job to Mardenpole, those guys working over there. Finally delivering on a promise from, God, I want to say 3 years ago. This thing was initially announced, and there's an awesome story behind the scenes too. Steve and I always talk that we're gonna get a developer interview going, and so we can actually tell the full Alvo story. So we'll look forward to that, and in the next coming weeks, in the next month or so. I think it's fascinating. It's one thing when there's a what. God, it's no. I put the pieces together. It's one thing, when you talk to a developer of like a super successful game and everything's great, and like there was just like, oh yeah, no, this is what we did and blah 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 blah. But I think it's more fascinating to tell these kind of stories, like what happened over the last 3 years, why this game was like basically canceled then brought back from the dead. Like talking to Alec at Sin Studio was one of the most fascinating interviews I've ever done, because he just had so many stories to tell over the course of the last few years that were so roller coaster ride of emotions, and I'm sure that there's a lot to tell very similar to Alec's story here, and so I look forward to that for sure. Donatello the Scientist Game Cat with a $10 donation, tossing us a ninja slice. Thank you so much. He says this will cover 14.285714% of a new PS5 game. Yeah, nice. Man, fucking new. I've got currently Demon's Souls for PlayStation 5 in my cart on Amazon right now. But I'm like, I can't pull the trigger on a $70 flat screen game when I own Demon's Souls still for PS3. I was like, it's not going to be that different.
I actually stopped playing Demon's Souls at one point, so I'm very tempted to go back and like play an updated version of the game, especially on the PS5. I'll be definitely checking out Astro's Playroom. Now that we know we're getting the adapters, most likely day one. I'm probably not going to dedicate that much time, but that being said, I still want to check out Astro's Playroom, check out the DualSense features. But that is it, guys, for Alvo for now. Distracted.
Yeah, no, fuck flat screen for sure. Yeah,
I've only played one flat screen game in the last 4 years, but I want to get a taste of next gen and stuff. I want to try a little bit, at least dabble with it some. So
I love the comments right now. Nick Mulo says, you're not playing that, Brian. I mean, that's a huge reality check. Like, I will play for an hour or two, and I'll never get back to it. I need to play Resident Evil 2 Remake first. That's the game. If I'm going to play a flat screen game, that's the one. And then chilling on the beach.
2 hours into...
To what?
I made it 2 hours into Devil May Cry 5 and Resident Evil 2. Final Fantasy 7 Remake's the only non-VR game I was able to beat in 4 years.
Chilling on the beach just got here. He said, I just jumped in. Did they say if Alvo was good? We did. Okay.
Join the Alvo Discord. Go to alvogame.com.
Yeah.
Sign up for the mailing list. Sign up for the beta. Lewis Knight in the house. What's up, my dude? Just make sure you guys sign up. They're going to be slowly rolling out beta invitations for the game. And so, just make sure you come be a part of the fun and help them give them feedback and stuff. And and check it out.
And just a heads up, chilling on the beach. We said it was good. We said yes, it is good.
Yes, it is good.
Yep.
All right, Brian.
And we can't wait to tell you more and more impressions as the beta continues, as more modes are done and more maps are brought into the fold and stuff. And as we get more information, we will be here to give more information to you. But for now, that is the average coverage of the week.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys.
Did I say the average? The Alvo coverage for the week. I don't know. I need more coffee.
It is time to get on with the news. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different items on the list,
Baker's dozen.
And a huge sale that we're gonna have to go over. So we wanna get through this. Hold on. Wonder Rob with the $5 donation. What up, Wonder Rob? Says I am the Rob DeLorean.
Okay. Not one of his best, but okay.
I actually like that.
Okay.
It sounded better in my head.
I think it sounded better in his head too.
All right, so we got confirmation of DWVR devs patching their game for the PS5, and so originally the issue was just that it didn't launch. Do you hear a dog or something?
No, I'm just patting the developers on the head.
Oh, okay.
Who's a good developer? You're a good developer. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
But yeah, so this leaves one game that nobody cares about.
You can go fuck yourself.
That's going to be unplayable on the PS5.
Listen, did you hear that Crytek is like they want to make Robinson the Journey 2? It's like
I heard rumors about something like that. I don't know why they would. The first one wasn't even good. But I would be interested if they brought Crysis VR to us. I loved Crysis 1 and 2.
Wait, do you like Ninja Legends more than I'm just gonna harass you the whole time Dave's gone. Do you like Ninja Legends more than Robinson the Journey? Because if so, we're asking for applications for a new co-host right now.
I mean, I kinda do. Because you're a ninja instead of walking around a boring thing with bad puzzles, so kind of. I don't know.
I'm so disappointed right now.
I don't know.
This is the worst.
That's a tough question.
This is the worst episode of GamesCast Live ever.
They're both kind of like. Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, DWVR. That leaves one game. Maybe Robinson the Journey will patch it, and it'll be cool. The other, there's actually two more VR games that are related to the PS5. No Man's Sky has been confirmed by Hello Games via Upload VR and said that when you buy the PS5 version, you will get the PS4/PSVR version for free. So there was like this kind of confusing message about you need the PS4 version to play on PS5, which is true, but you also can have the PS5 version and play the PS4 version. So
right, you don't need to purchase the PS4 version because you'll get it with the PlayStation 5 version.
Right, but I think obviously we still have to see a lot of stuff about games being upgraded, but it seems like the best strategy moving forward potentially is going to be to buy the PS4 version and then do a free upgrade or something like that.
Sure.
Maybe. I don't know. But
why don't you own it already is the question.
Yeah, you should have owned No Man's Sky at least a year ago.
Yeah, it's gone on sale a bunch of times. For real.
Yeah, and that's one that that's going to be like probably one of the first ones I check out with boost mode and see if that offers any higher frames per second. Higher frames per second could actually maybe benefit this game graphical fidelity just a little bit. And then finally, Star Wars Squadrons had an update today, Brian, where they said that they were going to be patching. So honestly, the Xbox Series X, I think it's called, it got a bunch of like really cool stuff.
It's called, okay.
Got like 120 frames per second and other stuff. The PS5 version, not so much.
Better lighting?
Yeah, it's getting like better lighting and a little small touch-ups. I think it's going to run in 4K 60 frames per second, I believe, maybe, but nothing about 120 frames per second. And it's gonna be between 1440p to 4K, and so that'll be interesting. However, this game does have dynamic resolution, so may, without even a patch needed, may actually look better on the PS5. That's gonna be another one to keep an eye on. Again, 1 week, and we're gonna dive into all these games and let you guys know. Like I said, if you're not getting a PS5 day one, don't worry, because we'll have you covered. You'll get to live vicariously through us. And all right, new game was announced today, Brian.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yes, I heard about it from you.
You heard about it from me?
I did.
Well, that doesn't sound right.
And the game is from Arvory Immersive Entertainment, co-developers of Pixel Ripped, and it is called Yuki.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
So if anyone played Pixel Ripped 1995 and saw the Star Fox stage, you've got a pretty good idea of what's going on here, because they sort of took that concept, made it kind of a bullet hell shooter, I guess, and blew it out of the water, man. Made a whole game out of it, and that's kind of really exciting because that was one of my favorite levels of 95.
I got to be honest with you, man. I am quite possibly more excited than anybody else about this game. My icon on PlayStation, my avatar, is an Einhander avatar. I love shmups, shoot 'em ups, side-scrolling shoot 'em ups and stuff.
I also love shoot 'em ups, but I hate the word shmups.
Why?
Because it's so dumb.
Well, it's like a
Shmups.
bullet hell shmup.
Shmup.
And I love the concept of this game. I love the level design, the art design, everything behind it. And I think I love seeing this concept of a shoot 'em up, how it's evolved into VR for the first time. I think it's super exciting, and I love the anime style. I'm not even an anime guy, Brian. I'm not even an anime guy.
No, you're a
And
real life guy.
The anime look. I love the anime look in this. This has my name written all over it, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, I'm an anime guy, and I love shoot 'em ups, and so it might have my name written all over it more than yours. It's a competition.
Well, you don't sound as excited as I do.
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
I played Life Force. I grew up on games like Life Force.
Oh God, you want to have this kind of competition? I played Life Force.
Because you know probably like 50 more games than I do.
Yeah.
Because you are basically a video game encyclopedia.
I'm just a video game. I'm an anime.
True.
I'm a 40-year-old anime character.
The music, man, you can't see that. You can't tell from right now.
Oh wait, want me to
you
turn
need
it
to go
up?
check out this.
Here, let me turn it up.
Please. I guess, sure. I can't hear it though, so I don't. It's not fun for me. This isn't any fun. You look like you're rocking out, having a good time.
I can't hear it. I should see the level going up and go, it must be working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a good setup over here.
Yeah, the soundtrack sounds great. Sounds pretty metal. I love it, man. A lot of anime shows and stuff, I've always noticed they always have like really good bassists. You notice that?
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Yeah, like I don't know what that genre is. Distracted calls weaves. I don't know.
Wait, so I mean, there's J-pop. Is there J-metal? There's got to be, right? Is it J-rock, J-metal, J-hardcore, J?
Probably. I'm pretty sure
J-funk?
this team is either Brazilian or American, though. So
They are Brazilian. Yeah.
yeah. So it's Brazilian J-metal.
Hey man,
That
but it
sounds
could
pretty
be
metal.
It could be anime inspired J-pop, J-metal. I don't know, whatever. And I know a lot of people were asking in the comments on the video I posted this morning. I posted this trailer on Without Parole this morning, and there were some nice comments. Some of the people were wondering if Ana Ribeiro was involved in this, because Ana Ribeiro and Arvory and Pixel Ripped, they're all associated with each other. And Ana actually did clarify in the comments on Without Parole, saying that she's not directly involved in this, but you know, it's obviously the Arvory team, and a lot of Arvory worked on the Pixel Ripped games. So if you like Pixel Ripped, then there's probably a good chance you're going to be interested in this at the very least, you know. But this has kind of a vague 2021 release date, and as we get closer to launch, hopefully we'll learn a whole lot more about it. I gotta say though, and I'm not one of those people that's like, oh man, VR needs to be first person. But man, there's some I don't know how this controls. I don't know if you're gonna be using a DualShock 4 and moving the ship
It
around,
seems
or if
like
it's
a
gonna
dual
be
shock.
moving
It
it.
seems like
Well, just
yeah.
like Star Fox, like in
Yeah,
'95.
like I said, that is like kind of how the new side scroller beat 'em up or shoot 'em up seems to have transformed. Like that's why I'm so excited about this game
Yeah.
because it feels like the evolution of that.
But it makes me want to go. But how would this play in first person? Because we don't have a lot of these games. Like there was actually, oh god, what was it called? But we were supposed to have a game similar to this, like way back near the launch of PlayStation VR, and it never happened. It never came to fruition. And Futuridium, that's what it was. It was Futuridium, which did come out, and then there was supposed to be a Futuridium VR version. And again, it looked very Star Fox like. Sylphid, if you guys remember Sylphid from Sega CD, it looked a lot like that. And so we never got that game. And this is like the first one I think that we're really getting. But I want to see what's like in first person. I know that's not the kind of game they're trying to make, but Futuridium left this like hole in my heart where I was like, I need a game like this in first person. So I'm just curious, man. That's all it is. Curiosity killed the
Cool. But
cat.
well, I can't wait to see more on this, man. This has my name written all over it. I love stuff like this. It looks like a modern indie
Fine, it's your
VR
game.
game.
I can't like it because
VR.
you like it, so I can't like it.
All right, so moving on. Saints and Sinners, the number one, not arguable, the number one PSVR game.
This is an AJ game too. I
on the
can't like this one either.
Nope, you cannot like this one.
Motherfucker.
Finally has a physical edition out now, available. You can order it from different retailers, GameStop, I don't know, Amazon, a couple different places. Same price, but it comes with the tourist edition.
So it's technically like $10 cheaper then, right?
Yeah, technically, this physical version is $10 cheaper than the digital version. That is correct.
Because this is the tourist edition. And if for all the collectors out there who want everything to be on the disc and don't want anything to have to download, yeah, the Meat Grinder update is on disc. That's cool.
Yeah,
as far as we know. Hopefully someone will tell us if we're wrong.
I love this game so much. I'm really excited for. We don't know what they're working on, but they did say at the end of that IGN video.
You don't know what they're working on.
But they did say at the end of the IGN video when they think they announced the Meat Grinder update that they still had some more plans. It was very vague, or something like they still have some ideas possibly. So hopefully we get some more updates to this game because it's one of my more requested games on Saturday Night Live streams. People love seeing me do the trial, and I love playing the trial. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Better than that damn Resident Evil 7 DLC.
One day you'll play all the Resident Evil 7 DLC, and you'll be allowed to have an opinion on it.
Oh man! All right, so moving on. We got some new gameplay footage from Do Not Open. This is a horror game. We also got some interesting info on this. Kind of weak, extremely weak showing for October for PSVR. Probably one of the worst showings for horror games. But the good news is there are horror games coming. And I'd rather, to be honest with you, I'd rather have no games or late games than stuff like No Way Out. Like that was so bad. We did get Spookies.
That was really bad. Yeah.
We did get Spookies, and we did get Curse of the Dreadbear 2019, which was cool. But yeah, this game, the footage, honestly, this game looks really good. It comes to us via, we first heard about this via PlayStation España, and they do this program called PS Talents. And PS Talents has been showcasing some new stuff, and this was hopefully you're playing it. Some of the new footage that we saw.
Some of the old footage. I'm working my way up to the new footage.
Okay.
There's the right one. Okay.
But yeah, the new footage looks pretty good. Looks pretty creepy. Obviously, avoiding spoilers, but you kind of get the gist of what the atmosphere is going to be like and stuff. And this game is described. There's two things that caught my attention. First of all, it looks pretty damn scary. Like it looks like it has the potential to be very scary. It's got this almost Resident Evil 7 look to it, an old rotted house, but it is an escape room, so it's not going to be. Doesn't seem like it's going to be like a survival horror. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Well, I mean, survival horror has come to mean a lot of different things since Resident Evil first coined the term. It used to be, there's 4 zombies in a room and you've only got 2 bullets. That was like the fun definition of survival horror. And now it kind of means anything. It's like there are games with no enemies that call themselves survival horror, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Or like Dread Halls, which could totally be called survival horror, but you don't have any ammunition at all. Like you just gotta, as AJ says, run for your life in the Run for Your Life simulator. So yeah. But the interesting thing about this isn't really, I think it's less about the survival horror aspect of it and more about the fact that there's no save spots. You never save your game, and so every time you play through the game, it is a complete session. And it's apparently different every single time you play. It is an escape room, but the things change, and so that's fascinating to me because I'm always wondering how much can you change things, right? Paranormal Activity tried it. They had the randomized scares update, and it was mildly successful with the randomized scares, but overall the game was still the same from beginning to end. This is doing something a little bit different, and I'm a little bit curious to see how they pull it off.
Yeah, that's a very good question. But I think this game is a very exciting prospect. I don't know. Even though it's escape room, not usually my thing, I did still enjoy the door until the puzzles became like really stupid. But up until then,
the room too, didn't you?
The room,
Yeah.
The room was fantastic.
And that's an escape room.
Yes. That felt a little bit more on the puzzle side than an escape room because it's like, I don't know.
I think just like Resident Evil coined survival horror, I think
survival,
the room coined
it's
escape
kind of
room.
Broad, yeah.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going? Look who decided to join the party.
This looks really good. What's up, Tornado?
Hey, Tornado.
This looks really good, really scary, and I can't wait to see more. This is supposed to be what, early mid 2021, something like that.
Look how unimpressed she is to be here.
Yes, she's. All right, so another PS Talent game that was recently shown. This is a game that I've actually had written down for a long time, but I was waiting for some kind of movement on it, and it's called Soul Path. It's by a company called The Game Forge. Now, keep in mind the footage that we have that I sent Brian that hopefully he downloaded and will show.
It's here.
Is pretty old. It's from like 2018. They have newer footage. You can follow them on Twitter if you follow me first, and you can see it. No, their Twitter handle is The Game Forgers. Sorry, that's what they're called, The Game Forgers. And they said hashtag Soul Path is a proud finalist of PlayStation PS Talents Awards 2020. So they do this PlayStation Talents thing that is funded, is a group created by the PlayStation España team.
You're so Spanish.
The footage that I've seen definitely looks a lot more polished. The more recent footage looks a lot more polished. What you're seeing in the bottom left is like really old. That's like 2 years old. So it looks a lot better. But even for being 2 years old, I think it looks pretty impressive.
What are we looking at here? Like I need to look up the game now. I need to go to the Steam page because I don't even know what kind of game this is. I'm so confused. So let's see. It's called Soul Path: The Final Journey. It says is an Oniric, Oniric. So we're off to a good start. They're using a word I've never even heard of before. The Soul Path: The Final Journey is an Oniric journey through human emotions, where the gameplay, music, and visuals adapt as you remember the past experiences during your life. 9 unique and challenging minigames to master in awesome VR. I still don't know what this is. 9 different levels, Catch, throw, and use objects to solve puzzles. I like throwing things in VR, so I'm already sold. Practice Tai Chi on top of a sacred mountain. I feel like this is the definition of perfect.
Oniric is of, relating to, or suggestive of dreams. So it's going to be one of those dream-like sequence games.
It's oniric. It's not honoric. Yeah.
Surreal.
All right.
I believe so, yeah.
Good to know. I've learned something today. I will never
Yeah.
use that word again. Actually, I'm going to use it in my next review somehow. I will find a way. I like using new words. Let's see. Break ancient seals to release the magic of the world. Discover 9 unique levels related to your emotions. Fun, simple, and challenging game mechanics in an immersive virtual reality. A game that will challenge your skills in reflexes. It's 9 mini games. I'm interested, but not terribly interested. Planned release date on Steam is March 4th, 2021. So we'll see if they meet that or not. And if PlayStation VR will also launch at the same time. Very interesting. Very interesting.
It's like having like a spelling bee here. Oniric. Oniric. Oniric.
They've made a couple other games before. They've made a game called Danger Room VR and Aliens Attack VR. Let's go to Aliens Attack because that sounds amazing.
Some of their other stuff, I wish would come to us because it actually looks pretty cool. They seem like they're a pretty talented group.
Aliens Attack VR looks like they just took the environment from Space Pirate Trainer and then just threw UFOs at you, which is totally fine. It's free to play on Steam.
Sounds fine by me.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be keeping an eye on this game. We'll give you more updates as we get them. But moving on for now, Final Assault got a permanent price drop. Final Assault being the strategy kind of World War II strategy kind of game that came out earlier this year and was pretty damn cool. What do you think of this this price drop?
So it launched at 30, right? And then they just dropped it to 10, and it's been out for a few months. Is that the deal?
Yeah, I don't remember when it came out. I think it was spring.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I'm going to do a quick search for it on psprices.com and find out. And the answer to that question is yes, it did launch at $30, and it launched on, let's see here, looks like March. Yeah, it came out March 31st, so it has not been out very long. So here's what I think of the price drop. I think it's an amazing deal. And I think that if you haven't bought it yet, then obviously, this isn't a sale. This is a permanent price drop. This is an amazing deal. It's like, sometimes, games like Final Assault and D-Day and very, very few other titles get to this $10 price point. And you're just like, man, what a great value. You don't hear this too often. That's what I think, is that like you should definitely be buying it. I'm assuming you agree with that statement.
Yes, I think this is a definite must-have for $10. Yeah. Easy. I mean, look, it even says 8.5 out of 10 from Ryan from the VR Grid.
Who trusts that
stamp
guy?
of approval right there.
Every game gets the VR Grid stamp of approval. Every game. There's
Every
never.
game.
There's never.
I like when games give Ryan a box quote, even though he like gives them a bad rating. They just take like one good thing he says and put it on the box. He's got a magic there, but
just a heads up, I've never had a box quote, ever, and I'm okay with that. I'd much rather I'm on the side of gamers, not developers. We love our developers.
Wait, you had the Room VR, a Dark Matter, put you up on one of those. The critics are saying
they did,
and then
they spelled our name wrong.
They spelled it wrong.
I was like, ooh, the very first time I've ever seen my name on a marquee somewhere. Oh, and they spelled without wrong or something. They're like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. You really put a lot of love and stuff into that.
Without Pearl.
Yeah. Those guys.
Too funny, man.
So ridiculous. But so there's another side of this, though. There's another side of this. You don't release a game in March and then in November drop the price by 67%. Like, that's just not what you do. Like usually you'll be like, you put it on sale a few times and stuff, and that's the way you generate sales. To go from $30 to $10 to me is like oh man, this is a bad sign. Like that this game didn't sell at all.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know if
True.
there's a better way to look at it than that. Beat Saber has never once been on sale. It's been $30
Right.
since day one. Yes, they've been adding content to it, but they've never needed to put it on sale because it's been selling like crazy nonstop. This bothers me because it's such a good game, and
it's very good.
and I'm irritated because I never reviewed it, and so like I'm not saying I didn't do my part, to help tell you guys how good this game is, but I kind of didn't do my part, and not that my part would have sold like tens of thousands of copies or anything, but I'm still saying that like I'm bummed that like I didn't tell you guys about this game more earlier. But now that it's $10, it's like if you were even considering
In fact,
it,
I think it's underpriced at this point.
it's totally underpriced at this point.
Not only is it a good price, but I think they are actually underpricing it here. So I do hope people pick this up.
Yeah.
You got to have move controllers for it, but it's a lot of fun. You don't have to play multiplayer. There's a full campaign,
But you
There's full
can play
skirmish modes.
multiplayer, and that's awesome.
You can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this game is very, very good and absolutely deserves our support. And yeah, it's really fun, man. It's really fun.
Yeah, 100%.
I played over 10 hours in this. Just really good stuff. I'm a big fan of like Command and Conquer and stuff, and this is kind of like Command and Conquer light a little bit. It's like Command and Conquer without the base building. It's more like it's more like just offense instead of like building up any defense. It's way more offense.
Yeah. No, fantastic
All right.
game, man. Almost. I don't think I really have any complaints about it, except for once you kind of figure out a great strategy, it works almost a little too long. Like at first,
Unless you play PvP, there is like a strategy you can develop that kind of. There's a couple strategies you can develop to plow through the campaign, but then when you get into the PvP, holy crap, no.
yeah, of course.
Like that'll get you really far, and then that person will come back full force, twofold, and destroy you, Super Tramp Yuki.
Ha 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 ha.
Also,
All right.
what's up, Ryan from the VR Grid? I see you there.
He's like absolutely. This game is fucking awesome. How come that's not your box quote?
Yeah,
It should be
that's
Ryan
a
from the
better
VR
box
Grid.
quote.
This game is fucking awesome. Maybe you could have sold some copies there, Ryan, if that was in your review.
This is what the box quote they chose from the grid. It says,
Okay.
"Everything in here has been refined to near perfection."
Didn't sell me.
What is that is not a good box quote.
No, I've never even written a line like that. in a
That
review.
one in the chat. This game is fucking awesome. That is a much better box quote. Of course, they probably can't air that on a TV or wherever they're airing this.
That's true. That's true.
All right. But all right. So another update, major significant update we got this week is the Horde mode for Swordsman. The Swordsman mode.
That was really rough.
Sorry. Zombies. Zombie mode added to Swordsman.
Who doesn't love
Swordsman-
zombies?
Swordsman has a great story behind it, man.
Wait,
you've
there's a
got the
story in
interview.
Swordsman?
There is a story. No,
What?
Story behind it,
I know.
behind the game, the making of the game. Swordsman has actually been really popular because everybody wanted a Blade and Sorcery, and it looks very similar to Blade and Sorcery. It's got this realistic look. It's a lot like Gladiators. It has this really cool physics. We've been praising the physics. We constantly go to the battle between Swordsman Until You Fall. We've got a lot of sword games this year, which has been great. This is like heaven for me.
Ninja Legends.
I don't know about that one, but decent. Okay, average, I would say, for Ninja Legends. But Swordsman, I think, is slightly above average. But what it does right is really, really good. Some of the best you can experience on PSVR. In fact, when it comes to physics and stuff, physics are a great way to add immersion to gameplay, and so it's very, very. Oh man, chat was not happy with that. I camped on that one. But yeah, zombies. Tell me about this mode. What do you think? I played it again post update. It was really just a hot fix. that they did today or last night or something. And I've got some updated impressions on this, but I want to hear you talk for a bit.
Nice. And I'm actually getting some footage here in just a second. I forgot to download my live stream before we started, but it's downloading now. It'll probably be done right after we're done talking about it. So yeah, I mean, I didn't have like a whole lot of complaints about the initial Swordsman proper, because it did exactly what you wanted to do. Put you in a room and you would kill guys. You'd walk, but what you were doing constantly, it was like 5 arenas total, and you'd start on one side of the arena. Some guys would appear on the other side. You'd walk towards them. You'd fight them. You'd kill them. They'd fall down, and then boom, boom, boom. Guys would appear on the other side of the arena. You turn around. You'd walk back, and you kill them, and then they fall down. And then, boom, 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 guys would appear on the. I mean, and it was just like a lot of like.
I think everyone knows what Swordsman is by now. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
We've talked about it like every single week.
Hey, who knows, man? There could be a new person here. And plus, I'm trying to vamp and kill time while this fucking 1.3 gigabyte file downloads. Give me a break. And that's like, that was the thing I liked least about Swordsman. It was just like kind of like this back and forth. It was like you're walking in, none of the environments felt, any different. They were like, oh, here's a rectangle that you get to walk around in, but you don't really get to use the environment to your benefit in any way. So they were all kind of interchangeable. And so that's why the second I started playing the Horde mode, I was like in love with the Horde mode more than I was in love with the game itself. Horde, it's super, super simple. I don't want to deceive anybody and be like, oh man, there's a whole lot to this, because there's not. But you walk around and it's like this tiny little village, and it's super, super dark. So it's so zombies will approach and they come out of the darkness pretty quickly. And you gotta just like keep turning around, keep looking everywhere, and making sure that they don't sneak up on you. And then you can actually walk into like a lot of the buildings, and you can go into different rooms in the buildings. You can go up the stairs, you can go down hallways and stuff. And so it's like, suddenly you're trying to start using these hallways and everything to your advantage. And it's super spooky, man. The ambient sounds and the music and everything just worked so well, and it gave like this whole different flair, this whole different feel to Swordsman. And it kind of felt like, man, if they just kept expanding on this mode, I'm like, I want them to expand more on this mode than I want them to expand on the regular game. And luckily, it sounds like they are planning on doing quite a bit of that too. But I mean, sorry, what were your first impressions of this?
So my first impressions were that, like you said, the level design, the new level, something different. My first impressions actually improved today when I went back and played it a little bit to see what that update was about. It was just a hot fix. It honestly didn't even change anything about my first experience with it. But sometimes it was really late. I was waiting for that update all day.
Yeah.
And then it was late. I was a little tired. I also streamed it. Sometimes streaming it can be a different experience than playing it offline. And today I started playing it, and I really felt like this feels like a fresh new mode to the game, and really felt good. And honestly, I think I still stick with I think this is the start of just shows the potential that this game has. This game has a high ceiling. They've given us a bit of a roadmap. I think what I'd like to see, one of the best parts about the other mode is that when you stab somebody, how visceral it feels. Like when you stab somebody, when you stab them in the head or something, and your blade sticks into them. They have dismemberment on their roadmap, and I feel like if you add dismemberment, like some pretty wicked dismemberment too, like cutting up zombies into pieces, I feel like that would elevate this mode to literally like just such a high level. I really think like it could be amazing. And that's just the beginning. You throw in the next roadmap item, which is pirates and stuff. If they do like a level on a pirate ship or something like that, and then have like skeletons, and then have it that dismemberment engine or whatever configuration, whatever it is, where you hit the skeletons and they break. Now you've got this awesome this game with like really great physics and like just brutal gory gladiator combat with, like I said, great physics, great realistic look, boss fights, weapon unlocks, tons of armor and weapon unlocks. Then you have this horde mode, which is going to have stuff like pirates and zombies, and zombies that you can slice up, pirates that you can break apart that are skeletons, and then they've got like mummies and an Egypt level, an Egyptian level with like mummies coming after you.
Mm-hmm.
This game is moving in 100% the right direction right now, I feel like.
Yeah,
and it's $20.
Well, and the other thing is like we've talked like very briefly, I think, you and I about different ways that this horde mode could become even more substantial. I think if damage is permanent, if like you get attacked and you run away and manage to survive, if like being forced to run around this map for some reason would be amazing. Be like, oh my god, I have to go like find a health potion or something in one of these places, run in and grab it and drink it down real fast and pick up your sword again and head on out. Or like, you get skill points and gold for completing it. But what if you could actually open those treasure chests during the horde mode to get even more gold for that final reward,
for the bonus, right?
There's so many ways that they could make this like a more full-fledged mode and not just like this side thing. That like I really hope that they take this seriously and examine all the different ways they could make this even better, because I love it. It's such a great foundation, great groundwork for it's, like I said, it feels like a different game, and I love it.
Did we ever get Darth Vader's do not open visage comment? Did we miss a couple of donations here? Let's back up real quick.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't mean to interrupt and completely change subject.
That is perfect.
But we got a couple of things that we got to take.
Is Darth Vader
Vader?
Okay.
With the $4.99 donation, thank you so much, my dude. Says, could do not open be Brian's saving grace since Visage was canceled for PSVR? Do not open Foley Dear Father or Wraith the Oblivion Afterlife do it for you, Brian?
Yeah, obviously, you guys know I love anything scary, and so I reported on Without Parole that Visage wasn't going to have a PlayStation VR mode like 2 or 3 years ago on Without Parole, and like it's super disappointing, right? Because that game looks so crazy good, but
it's so good. I tried it, I played it, it's good. I'm back.
Well, Dave.
Okay. But they are
Hey,
planning. Welcome back, Dave. And they are planning to bring the VR mode to PC. And so I'm really thinking that like maybe on PlayStation 5, PSVR 2 or something, we could possibly get that game in VR.
For sure.
So I don't want to say we're never going to get it, because I really think we're going to get a lot of VR games that we didn't get. I knew that was going to be a thing. Yeah, are you guys going to sing or no? Yeah.
Never going to get it.
Never going to get it.
I don't know any of the other words to that song.
I was thinking never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. We also want to give a shout out. Thank you so much, Darth Vader. We're also going to shiv out to J Meow.
Shit out to this guy.
$2 donation from J Meow saying too busy to watch, but want to say I can't wait for Yuki. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah, J Meow. I think I'm so glad he said that. Him, and I want to see what Sonic the Game Cat says about Yuki as well.
Oh yeah.
Next donation comes from
Yuki. Did you guys talk about this already?
We did.
Yes.
We did a lot of things while you were gone for the last hour.
Excited. Hey man, I actually had to forcibly remove myself from that meeting, and I was like to my boss, I was like, listen, if this runs much longer, I'm just gonna have to go. Let me know when I have to send out the email at the end of the meeting or whatever, and I'll do that. So
Pacer X with the $5 donation says, I'm off to play some games. Here's a parting gift. Thank you so much, X Pacer. We've also got Nihilist Ryan, the game feline, says, mo money, no problems. Heart beat too. Oh, is that a song?
Mo money, no problems.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more money, the more problems we see. I can't remember.
Dave, if you want to join in the conversation that we're currently having, how did you feel about the Swordsman?
One more donation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
David Garina with the $5 donation says, keep it up with do lifting weights. Thank you so much, David Garina. No comment, but thank you so much, man.
We will keep it up for sure. We'll keep it up for you.
Other David,
yes,
of the Station VR type. What did you think of the Swordsman Horde update?
Well, I haven't tried it yet. I'm sorry.
Get back to
it.
We'll see you in 10
I
minutes.
was hoping you guys would talk about this while I wasn't here. And then, of course, you waited till right when I got back. But yeah, I don't know. It looked good. I saw your guys' streams of it. I haven't had a chance yet. I've been in the Alvo thing the past few days and kind of lost track of getting back into Swordsman. But I will check it out soon for sure.
Excellent.
All right. Well, I think I said my piece on this, Brian. Anything else you want to add? I think I love this update. I love the potential it has. I love the roadmap that they've given us for future updates. I think $20 with the promise of these updates coming out and stuff. If they get the dismemberment, if they get the exploding skeletons or whatever they're going to be, I think this is going to be quickly becoming a must-have in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, they're adding so much to it so quickly. It's like kind of insane, the update pace that they've had with this game. So,
well, it's been doing well, which is great to hear. I'm so glad to hear.
Yeah, and just an update on the download. It still has 6 minutes left to download my entire live stream. So yeah, we've been watching the cinematic trailer for Swordsman this entire time instead of actually watching footage from the new update. Sorry, guys.
Well, it is time. So what we're going to do here, there is a massive sale. You guys want to tune into this. All I'm going to say is prepare your wallets, man. Your wallets are about to take a freaking beating because there are a lot of good games on this sale. And what we're going to do is a little thing we like to call PSVR's Got Talent, where we go through, we talk about a game, and we kind of just give our quick 2 cents on it. And then yeah, we give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, and
it's a gladiator style. We do it gladiator style.
and we like to hear your opinion too. So feel free when we mention a game, feel free to give a thumbs up or thumbs down in the chat. We like to see your opinions as well. They matter just as much as ours.
I know that wasn't intentional, but
that was not time.
They matter just as much as ours.
That was I should have hit the mute button. I'm sorry. Apologies. Professor Lilith with the $5 donation says, "Thank you for the distraction today. I needed it. You are very welcome. We will be your distraction for the evening. We got a lot of show left. This is a huge sale. In fact, I might need to step away for 2 seconds. But why don't you guys kick things off with Arc Park? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah,
give it a thumbs up or thumb down. I'm going to go ahead and give it a thumbs down. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, not much more to say other than the very strong thumbs down. This game was $50 when it came out. I don't know what it costs in this sale, but at any price.
I'm trying to bring up the list right now.
Even for 10, I don't know. It's not even really a game. You walk around these little areas that they force you to repeatedly go to over and over and over and over again to unlock the slightest bit of progress. And then they're like, hey, you can cook up a dinosaur egg. It'll just take 3 days. And it's like, is this a fucking pay-to-win game without microtransactions? It feels like it kind of like it's built on that sort of, okay, well, wait mentality, which is not what I like in a game, especially in VR. But it's just really not that impressive. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I felt like there was a lot of potential there, and
yeah, there was. I mean, I was excited because the Ark franchise isn't like badly received, like Ark Survival Evolved or whatever. I think people like that game, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. People love that game. Like
so
that.
I thought it would be like
that's the thing we all wanted. I think in VR that would have been perfect. But instead they decided to bring us what the crazy thing about this is that it boils down to it's a wave shooter. It's a wave shooter that you don't even know is a wave shooter right away because it kind of tasks you to do all these different things, like go hatch dinosaur eggs and go on these dinosaur rides and go find take a pickaxe and just go mine rocks and shake trees and rub bushes and stuff, and it's so dumb.
The rubbing bushes was the most fun part of the whole game, I think.
And then like just shit comes out of it, and you suddenly have more stuff in your inventory, and then you can go craft, and what you end up crafting are weapons, and you can and ultimately your goal is to kind of beat all these wave shooter levels. And it's just, you're like, wait, I'm doing all this work just so I can upgrade guns for a wave shooter? I think
Well, that's weird too, because like conceptually, like half the game is like, okay, you gotta raise these dinosaurs and make sure they're doing good and go get stuff, that they need to grow up and stuff like that. And then it's like, and then go shoot some. Why don't you also go shoot some of them? We need you to do that as well. It's like, what's the point of nurturing these creatures if the other half of the game is just you shooting them? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so ultimately, here's the thing: for $10, it's a great deal. However, I don't want you to waste your time because it takes hours and hours and hours to get anywhere, and it's like your time is just more valuable than that. It's not fun enough to be even like be spending your time. It's even if somebody gave it to you, you'd be like, I'm gonna spend an hour with this and like not make any progress, and I'm probably done for life. Yeah.
Like I said, it's just you going back to the same few areas over and over again, like trying the same things again. Let me hit it with a pickaxe. Let me do this, and it gets really tedious really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have? I'm sorry. Do you have a link? Do you have a link somewhere to? I
can find it on Reddit.
Yeah, I know. Like Duran Fan has posted it in places.
Yeah,
and
Duran Fan posted it. That's the
and shout out to Duran Fan, by the way. This guy, every single time there's an amazing PlayStation VR sale, he goes to the PlayStation VR subreddit and posts like every single game that's on sale. And not only does he do that, but he says the original price, the sale price, and then how much it's on sale for with plus. And so you get 3 prices, and the dude just puts in a lot of time making sure we have all that information.
Yeah, thank you again, Duran Fan, if you're out there right now or if you see this later. Good shit. So I did find it. I will send it to you.
Hey, I just saw a message you sent me in Discord about 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So let's see. That was... All right.
Yeah, Arc Park sucks. Everyone is right in the chat. You guys spent way too much time on it.
Listen, you told us to talk about Arc Park while you were gone. We were vamping, dude.
Yeah. Arc Pulse. See what happens when I leave, chat.
We didn't want you to miss a thing.
What are you talking about, AJ?
We didn't want you to miss a single game.
You guys did a great job. I'm sure everybody appreciated your breakdown of Arc Park.
Yeah. I'm going to give a big thumbs down for the next one, by the way, and you guys can figure that out.
Yeah, Arc Pulse, I haven't even played. It looks dumb. I don't care about it.
Yeah, I haven't played it either.
Does it have an easy platinum or no, though?
I don't know.
I think it does have.
If you want an easy platinum, buy My Name is Mayo instead. Don't buy Arc Pulse.
My Name is Mayo.
It's a PS4 game. It's flat.
No,
it's the easiest platinum in the world. It's so easy. It's
gotcha. I'm not. I don't skimp on those. I mean, most VR games are not that hard to plat, anyways.
Yeah.
So it's worth doing it. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. We've got Audica for $19.49.
I think that's pretty good. The regular is what, $29.99 I'm looking at here. And also we should mention they've got DLC Pack Bundle 1 as a thing with Audica, and also the 2019 Season Pass. These are all on sale at the same time. So Audica itself is $20. The DLC Pack 1 bundle is $22.74, and the Season Pass is $29 instead of $45. Some of the DLC has actually been pretty good. Like Harmonix is one of those companies that actually has connections in the music industry, so they can get fucking Ariana Grande and Post Malone and stuff, like radio stuff, which isn't everybody's bag. But a lot of people playing Beat Saber are like, I want to play a song I know or that I've heard before or that I like, and so that's always one of the big complaints about Beat Saber. And I think Audica is a little better about that as a rhythm game overall, music selection. So I think it's worth picking up for $20. And, if you like it, or if you like what you see, the DLC packs aren't bad either. If you like the songs that are in them, I would recommend it for $20 for sure.
So I think this game is pretty decent. I think it's pretty good, actually. And I think it is definitely worth $20. That being said, I am not a fan that much of it. So I'm actually going to give, because of some of the other games in this list, I'm going to actually give Audica a thumbs down for now.
What about the middle thumb? Give it the middle thumb. It's not a bad game.
The middle thumb. That's a finger.
Yeah, well, that's how we feel when you give it a thumbs down, AJ. What do you say, Brian? Thumbs up for Audica?
I'm going to say thumbs down.
I'm going to say that Art Pulse for $3 is actually a really good.
Audica.
I know, but I'm going to say for Art Pulse because the one thing I wanted to add to that conversation was I don't want to run over Tornado's tail. Was to if you want a cheap platinum trophy that you can get in like a half an hour, I totally got that trophy.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's the only way you should ever buy Art Pulse. Audica was it $20? I think it's so funny, man, because like when we first started talking about Audica, you guys were like gung ho about it, and I was like, I don't like this game at all. And we've certainly reversed roles. Attica's a lot of fun.
I didn't reverse roles. I still like it.
Well, you're not here.
Just AJ.
You're
I'm
not
here.
I can only see AJ on the screen, Dave.
Everyone else left. Everyone else left, so I figured I'd do it too.
Oh, you've been gone for the last hour.
Yeah, but I don't get to trade in the fun here. We all take a turn leaving.
I guess. So I mean, I give it a thumbs up for $20. I Beat Saber is my rhythm game of choice, but this is fun, really, really fun. I think the harder it gets, the better it gets.
So that's 2 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
I gotta play devil's advocate. We've got Bloody Zombies for $3.74.
Well, actually, next we've got Hugh Guyver with the Australian $10 donation.
Oh.
Did I miss that?
Oh.
He goes, pizza, 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 money, 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 PSVR with that parole, fire, fire, fire. Hi from cousin Mad Mac.
Hell yeah. Shout out to your cousin Mac.
Thank you so much.
Great meeting you, Hugh, at the 2020 GameCat meetup.
Oh, yeah.
So much fun. Make sure you guys join our Discord.
It was so much fun. Thanks for
All
the
right,
donation,
but
man. We
moving
love it.
on, we have Bloody Zombies for $3.74. This kind of is like a side-scrolling flat, but 3D. It's like flat but 3D, and it plays kind of like Double Dragon. So it can be a good thing. That being
Well, it
said,
plays exactly like Streets of Rage.
yeah.
It's like
That
the
being
same
said,
game.
it's nowhere near as good. And I'm gonna have to say thumbs down to this, but it's not a bad deal overall.
Yeah,
I'm picking and choosing here.
I wasn't too sold on the concept of let's do like a flat 2D in 3D representation of these games. Like all the characters are just paper thin sprites. They have no depth to them or anything, which I guess is a style or whatever, but it never really gelled with me, and I could never tell why I was playing in VR. There didn't seem any value proposition or benefit to playing this in VR as opposed to just like buying Streets of Rage 4, which is a really fun game, and just playing it flat because it's better. That's how the game's designed. I don't know.
Yeah, Brian.
For $3 or $4, I would say absolutely, because it's the multiplayer alone is really a lot of fun, and I actually really like the look of this game on a flat screen. It's funny how different it looks on a flat screen, because it's just like the stage doesn't move at all, and it just looks super generic. But I really like the art style, and I like the flat characters. And again, for $3 or $4, absolutely. So it's thumbs up. But for I don't want you paying more than like $6 for this thing.
Yeah, I think that's a
fair.
great price.
Yeah.
Did you give it a thumbs up, Dave?
No, I give it a thumbs down.
Oh, okay.
Before I even said anything.
I will say you and I, Dave, are very outnumbered. You, me, and Jello Boy are outnumbered.
Oh,
We gave
that's
it
fine.
thumbs down.
Yeah.
A lot of the cats gave this a thumbs up for $4.
That's why we have the chat.
Yep.
So you guys can get a variety of opinions.
Shout out to et.2k9.now with $5 donation. Says 7 more days. We all know what that means.
Oh yeah.
We all. Thank you so much, man. We are very, 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 very
Cannot wait.
anxious to get our hands
I
on
want to ask real quick in the chat
the rest of this.
of you guys who've picked up the PS5 pre-order, how many of you took time off of work around it? Because I took like a whole week off after I get this thing, and I feel like I can't be the only person. So I'm curious to see if anybody else in the chat's doing that too.
You took a week off for this?
Yeah, why the fuck? I haven't taken a vacation all year.
Yeah,
I haven't taken a vacation all year. So yeah, the 12th to the 17th, so almost a week. Yeah.
Taking a vacation from work, especially a high stress environment work, is absolutely a should be.
I only take one day off at a time because I feel sick or whatever. I haven't taken like a vacation.
Yeah, I haven't taken a real vacation in a while. But if I took a week off for the PlayStation 5, we wouldn't do GamesCast. I wouldn't be covering the PlayStation.
Right. We have different kind of jobs.
24/7, 365 Gamescast every Thursday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Let's go. Next, we've got
365 every single Thursday. All 365 Thursdays in the year.
I don't think he knows what 365 24/7 means.
Bound for $6.99. This is a kind of a platformer, an artistic platformer is how I would describe it.
Pretty gorgeous, I would say. It
is very
really
gorgeous.
Good. It's one of the first games that had the level of like crispness that like an Astrobot has. Like it looks really clean in the headset, I think. And artistically, I think the visual style is all there. It looks really good to me. The way stuff kind of comes in and out, the world sort of builds around you sometimes, and everything's sort of fluttering. Really cool stuff, and the animations on the main character I liked as well. There's sort of an underlying backstory about this pregnant woman on the beach or something. I didn't entirely catch what was going on there, but it's something, I guess. It was free at one point, and I would say, of course, free is the best price. But I think for $6, if it looks like something you'd be into, don't expect like crazy platforming or a big challenge or anything. But it's like a nice experience. It looks really good and it's pleasant to be in. So that's what I would say on it. So thumbs up, I think.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game. I didn't like the story. I thought it got a little too heavy-handed with the "my daddy's an alcoholic." I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, well, it wasn't everybody's except for mine. Like I actually had like a really. I was just telling AJ, but I had such a boring upbringing. There's like no drama in my family whatsoever. But like everybody's been through this, and it's just like I'm so sick of hearing the story over and over and over again in video game form. And so like the story parts I wasn't a fan of, but everything sort of pulsated and everything moved, and it's such a beautiful experience. And the platforming kind of sucks, to be honest with you, and in controlling this character kind of sucks.
There's not much to it, really,
because she's like a ballerina, and it's like they focus on the animations of her moving and being so graceful, but the controls don't feel graceful. So if you're looking for like a very cool expansion on a demo scene, which is actually what these guys did. They made demo scenes before making Bound. Then I would say absolutely go for it. But if you're looking for a quality game, then no. Just only yes if you're looking for something that's beautiful in VR. That's it.
Exactly.
So let's save the thumbs up and thumbs down for when we all say our piece. I'll be honest with you, this game I really was fascinated by it at first, but then I got kind of bored with it. Towards like I didn't even finish it. I don't even think it's that long of a game.
Yeah.
Like I really liked the experience of it at first, but it like you said, it's really cool to me. Visually is the best part about it, but the gameplay kind of gets a little boring, and the pacing of the game overall kind of bored me. So all at the same time, guys, what do you say? I say no.
I'm right in the middle. Yep.
And Brian's in the middle.
In the middle. Depends on what you're looking for.
And Dave, just to let you know, you're on mute, so I didn't catch that last thing you said.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying we're right down the middle there.
Yep.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah. Okay, so next we've got Carly and the Reaper Man for $9.99.
If you have a friend to play with, yes,
locally.
If you have a local friend, so that's a pretty specific thing. Like I personally have trouble getting people who want to play a game on a flat screen while I'm in a VR headset to come over to my house and be like, hey, I want to show you this thing, and you do this and I'll do that. Like it's hard to wrangle people into that. But if there's somebody in your life or your partner, or, your kids or somebody you play with regularly,
yes,
it's a cool asymmetric co-op game, and I would say, it's worth picking up.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Sorry. I just agree with everything Dave said. If you have somebody that will play with you, yes. If not, I don't want to do this on my own. It gets almost impossible to do it on your own eventually.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
But yeah, great price, great game, a lot of hours.
Loved this game. It was much like playing a platformer by Tim Burton. Little bit. The only issue I had with it was sometimes because it is DualShock, some of the light bar tracking was kind of annoying sometimes. But they did patch some stuff. But this game took me 8 hours to beat. This is an 8-hour game, and pretty fun, pretty quality overall. Like I said, it has this Tim Burton kind of charm to it. If you're a hardcore platformer person and looking for like a hidden gem kind of hardcore platformer, I'd say yes. But for now, what do you guys say? I'm gonna say maybe.
As an addendum,
like a qualified yes. Like I'm like leaning up. If you got the people around you that want to play it, get it. It's cool. You guys will like it. If not, I don't see a reason to buy it. So I'm straight. Yeah,
as an addendum to what AJ said, this is straight up a puzzle platformer, and so like I love platformers, but puzzle platformers it leans heavy into the puzzle, so know what you're getting into. But still awesome.
Yeah, I played this game by myself and I absolutely loved it. I did the review on Without Parole for it.
Yeah, I think that's why when he says like if you want a challenging platformer,
it's
like
very challenging.
If you're playing it by yourself, it's like not designed to be played that way really. So it's challenging, almost like a little much, for most people, I think. But AJ loves a challenge, we know.
Yes, I also am like I love really difficult platformers, like the original Crash Bandicoots and stuff. So And it's like I said, I like Jersey Devil. I really like
Listen,
Jersey Devil and
when
a
you
lot
when
of
you say
old school
when you
Are
say
you saying
PS1
Bandicoot's not
platform
hard?
ones.
Are you
Crash
saying
Bandicoot's not hard. No, I've
It
blasted
is
through
hard.
Crash
Today's
1, 2,
standards.
and 3. Not a problem at all.
Compared to the recent Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot 1 is
Crash
hard as
Bandicoot
balls, dude.
is pretty hard
Oh,
compared to
really?
most
I mean,
platformers.
when you say Mega Man, I'm like, I fucking absolutely. But Crash, really? That's surprising.
Well,
I don't
it's
remember
hard
it
The
in
being
a
first
hard.
one
It's hard
mostly.
in a different way. Like I think
Yeah.
Mega Man, I don't know, Crash might even be more frustrating in a way because like it's sometimes
So interesting.
the way the camera is looking or the way the jump went, you can't really tell like how you're supposed to do it the right way in the 3D sections and stuff.
I guess Crash came around like during the time where it's like that was the only game I had for like 4 months. So yeah,
Well, and like
it makes
the only
sense. Like,
complaint that or the main complaint I've heard about Crash 4 that just came out is that it's too hard. Like it's fucking obnoxiously hard in some moments. So I think that's a thing. Yeah.
interesting.
I guess also I went for all the secrets and stuff, which made Crash like much more difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we've got Cave Digger Riches for $6.99.
I never really caught the train on Cave Digger. I guess that's a pun intended.
I was
There's
gonna
a train
say-
in the game. There's a train in the game. But I don't know. I can't really say. I'm going to stick with the kind of a let you guys decide on this one because I don't have as much experience with it as I think you do.
Yeah, Cave Diggers. I think Cave Diggers a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun before the update, and then the update just added like a whole new world to the game. It was fun and quirky and weird, and now it's like kind of like this much bigger adventure. And for $7, there's a ton of game here. It's not gonna be for everybody, but yeah, no, I had a great time with this, and I give it a yeah. I forgot. I'm not supposed to show my thumb yet.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for this game, but fun is not necessarily something I experienced while playing it.
No.
But I did very much appreciate how you start out with the pickaxe and you're like, oh my God, if I'm going to do this for so long, my arm's going to fall off.
Yeah.
But then it gives you some tools in between rounds. You go spend money, you get tools like a drill, and then it gives you like an x-ray thing where you can see, and it starts to give you more and more tools to make the jobs easier and easier, and then before you know it, you're collecting a bunch of stuff. That being said, I didn't necessarily have a lot of fun with it. I just have a lot of respect for this game. Yeah, so at the same time, guys, 3, 2, 1.
Nope.
I'm gonna say thumbs down.
Dead
Caves
even again.
sideways.
I'm even dead even again.
All right.
All right. So next we have Coaster for $4.99.
Just Coaster?
Just
Not just
Coaster.
Coaster. I will say the stream I got out of this one was pretty funny because there's this one that's a picnic and you're just like an ant-sized roller coaster going around these giant like donuts and like wine glasses, and it's really stupid. It's not even a fun roller coaster, but I was just like, why did they pick this for a roller coaster? Like a picnic table? That's the least exciting place I can think of for a roller coaster. Come on, guys. Use your imagination a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just all these tracks suck. There's like 3 of them. They're boring. They don't go fast. They don't do anything cool. And there's no reason to play them.
Yeah, I can't believe that it didn't launch at $5. Like, oh, this is
Yeah.
and even for that, I'm not interested whatsoever. This is horribly
This is
done.
a game that would be like $2.99 on Oculus Go.
Oh,
like
we went through
fucking
donuts.
6 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good.
Coaster is a piece of crap. It's one of the worst games I've ever played.
Yeah.
And same time. 3, 2, 1. 3 thumbs down. The first on the list of shame. Terrible. You can make something better in Dreams.
And I hope someone does. I want to ride some roller coasters in there.
There you go. For sure.
All right. So here we go. Crisis Brigade for $5.39, or if you have PlayStation Plus, Crisis Brigade for $4.49.
Well, I would say for now, probably grab this one over the second one, only because the multiplayer is already there. When the multiplayer drops in the second one, which is also on sale, then I would say, pick that one up. But for now,
okay. Well, yeah, it's kind of. I kind of wanted to talk about both at the same time too.
okay, well, yeah, they're both on sale.
So do you want to do that? Crisis Brigade 1 is on sale for $4.49 with PS Plus. Crisis Brigade 2 is on sale for $9.99 with PS Plus. I honestly, I'm gonna have to say, get both of these. To get both of these for $15,
Yeah.
I think is such a good deal.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that too. I was going to give them both thumbs up just for different reasons. But like, I was thinking, if you like the idea of multiplayer, maybe grab, if you're just going to pick one of them for now, maybe grab the first one. But the second one has so many cool advances, like the upgrade system and being able to unlock things that let you get more continues and more life, that kind of offset the sort of really difficult gameplay of it. So they're both really good in their own ways, I think.
One of the biggest improvements to Crisis Brigade 2, and Brian, I want to hear your opinion on these next. But we've got the Handyman Can VR, my buddy Jason in the chat. He's a big advocate for accessibility in games, and he was telling them, guys, you need a crouch button in this. He was really grilling them hard for a crouch button because the truth is, you had to
Crawl on the
basically
ground on your hands
play
and
this
knees.
game, play the second
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
play the
Like-
second game from the ground.
If you're my PlayStation camera right now, this is how I look playing the game.
yeah, pretty much. But
You can't see me.
instead of adding a crouch button, they added a shield. This shield completely transformed this game for me because now you don't have to crouch at all. You can just hold up the shield and fire. It's still challenging and stuff. There's still you still have to cover, but you're not sitting in but you kind of get to provide your own cover system using the shield the whole way through. And ever since that, yeah, this is a big deal.
Yeah, that's a good call out too, because I mean, one of my biggest complaints also is like put in a crouch button. You know, there's not just one person we know who's disabled. Like a lot of people can't crouch and crawl on their floor. You know, even if they're not severely handicapped, like it's just hard for older people and certain people to do stuff like that. And it's like put in something for them. So I'm really glad that they did, and they didn't retroactively put that into the first one, right? So.
Right.
If that's your situation, you still want to play this game, definitely get the second one in that case, like AJ's saying.
First one also has the awesome movie references. Brian, we haven't heard from you on Crisis Brigade 1 and 2.
I mean, I think they're both great. I liked them both at launch, but both of them got significantly better throughout the course of time. The first one was just one level at first, and then they added co-op. They added 2 huge new levels. I mean, they tripled the size of the game and then made it co-op and then gave us a gun range. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I actually think when it comes down to level design that the first one blows the second one out of the water. There's actually, there's moving vehicles and stuff that you end up on in the first one, multiple ones. You end up on a boat, you end up on a helicopter, you end up with, there's definitely things that make it feel a little more time crisis-y than the second one. The second one doesn't take any risks. It just takes these environments and makes them look more realistic, which is really nice. But it's all aesthetics. And I'm like, and I think when it comes down to pure gameplay, I enjoy the first one more. But the second one's awesome. I mean, both of these are fantastic games.
Both of them are thumbs up.
And I love the challenge.
Also, around this time of year, and I don't want to get too into anything, but if you happen to have the desire to shoot at an enemy who is wearing a Donald Trump mask, you can do that in the first one. That's all I'm saying.
Right, and just to clarify, just like it's like almost like a tradition that bank robbers wear Richard Nixon masks, right? And so there were a bunch of people who got up in arms and said, "Boo, you're shooting at Donald Trump," and I was like, no, they're just wearing a presidential mask, just like the Richard Nixon thing. That's all it is. Like that's all it is. Don't worry. And so
you're shooting him in the first one. You're shooting the mask in the first one, and then you're saving him in the second one. But yeah, I think that's a.
Wait, you save?
I was like, I don't remember. I don't remember the story in the second one. That's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So both games, you get 2 thumbs.
Both games. 3, 2, 1. That is 6 thumbs up.
All right.
6 thumbs up from us. Get
games.
both these games, guys. 2 of these for 50, especially if you have an aim or move controllers.
Yeah.
I would say absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like I don't even have a preference in these games. I love the aim controller, but the moves have their own great feeling about them. So yeah, I mean, like both of them work great, and you can use a DualShock, but I mean, obviously, if you have the moves or aim, go for those first.
All right, so next we have Doctor Who: The Edge of Time for $14.99, or with PS Plus $12.49.
It's a little steep for the length of the game, I think. Right? Was it like a 2-hour game? $15 seems
2.5, 3 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. There were some cool parts. I did enjoy what I played of it, not having ever watched Doctor Who before. And actually, these game cats have been trying to get me into Doctor Who, and I'm still not sold on it. But I still thought it was a pretty solid game. I just feel like maybe it could be a little cheaper.
Yeah, it could certainly be. Sorry, sirens on my end. I'm not. I've never watched a Doctor Who episode in my life. It's funny because I actually really enjoyed this, and like talking to people who I know that are fans of the actual series, of the TV series, like Mad Men in Black. He was like, yeah, he wasn't a fan. And so I think not being a fan of the series actually helps in this situation because you're just kind of like thrown in, and they give you just enough backstory to appreciate what they're doing. But then you're not. But then it's not disappointing because you're not a fan, and it's like, well, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? And there's some great horror elements in this. Like the very first laundromat you're in gets real fucking creepy real fast, and then you got to deal with the angels later on. And I mean, and so for whatever the sale price is, I mean, I think it's pretty cool, man. I think it's an interesting little simple adventure, but really fun.
I usually games like this have an opportunity. Games like this have an opportunity to get me into a TV show a lot of the times.
Yeah.
I didn't like this game. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't finish it. I was really hoping to watch the show and kind of get into it, and it just couldn't do it for me. Maybe I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, and maybe I just kind of burnt out on that and was like, I've got my fill of
Too much British stuff.
too much British mystery, dude. But yeah. So,
Well,
on the count of three.
Well, I mean, just one more thing. It's like this game actually made me want to, just as a counterpoint to what you're saying, it made me want to watch the show. But as Nick is saying in the chat, Doctor Who just seems like too big of a giant project to start. Yeah. It is. It's like there's so many seasons, and some people are like, well, you don't have to watch the first 10 seasons. And I'm like, but then there's like 10 more. It's like it's daunting. It's really daunting.
Yeah.
I want to get into it, but I'm just no way.
Everybody who really likes it has a different idea of like where you should start with it too, or like what you need to do, how you need to get into it.
Right. Absolutely.
So it's like, okay, I'll try this episode that you say is like the best one, even though it doesn't feature the Doctor nearly at all. I'm like here to see the Doctor guy because it's about him, right? But this one's great, but he's barely in it. And I'm like, oh, I guess we'll watch that one. And it was okay, whatever. I didn't get super into it. A couple ones like that where someone would be like, this is the must see, and like without the context and the appreciation. I think sometimes, like, if you love a show, certain episodes seem way better because you have that context and you've got that. You know what I mean? Like, out of nowhere, it's just like, I didn't get it. But
so, what's our final vote on this then?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna say no.
Split down the middle again. Yeah.
All right, we might have to pick up the pace just a little bit. We are only on the letter E.
Oh my god, how many more are there? There's two.
It goes all the way to T. All right, so interesting, this next one. But real quick, did we miss any?
Tips right now,
yeah, we got some tips. We got a tip from
Dead Ringer. We got Dead Ringer. The Game Cat, $5 donation, says, have to send my PSVR in for repair. No! He says, thanks to Brian for trying to help me fix it. Oh, that's right. We totally spent some time. I actually pulled out my dusty-ass breakout box and stuff and was looking at HDMI cables and stuff. He said, won't be able to play these fun games for a while. Dead Ringer, we hope you get that thing fixed very quickly. Hopefully they get it back to you as soon as possible. Fingers crossed for you, buddy. And thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate it.
Despite the COVID stuff going on, I've heard their repair service is actually pretty good, so hopefully it does.
And I don't think we missed any before that, right? I just want to make sure.
No, but there's still one more.
All right, then the next tip comes to us from Scott Jesco, PSN, Harry Fella, the PSVR Game Cat for Life. I'm assuming he's watching this in the future with the £9.99 donation, or quid, because I don't want to sound too pretentious. He says, hi, gentlemen, /GameCat. Watch when I get home. I see I was right. I was wondering if there's going to be another Game Cat meetup because I couldn't make it and had a double root out and couldn't talk. And oh, wow, my head meow. Double root canal?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Oh,
yeah.
Hard. I've had one and it's been the worst thing ever. Dude, yeah, thank you so much for the donation. We hope you all healed up and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going to do another official Game Cat meetup. It's like something we do once a year. But I mean, I think we all had so much fun in Rec Room that we all decided we need to spend more time in Rec Room and get to hang out with the cats more often. So we'll certainly let you know when that kind of stuff comes up. And thank you so much for the donation. We love you, future Scott Justico.
All right, so the next game is Eve Valkyrie Warzone for $14.99 with PS Plus. This is $13.49. This is a tricky one for me.
It is
This
now.
is a very tricky one for
It's
me.
a super difficult one now.
Yeah.
But with Squadrons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Before Squadrons, before Ace Combat.
Before Squadrons, I would have said absolutely, hands down, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Squadrons is a little bit more like cohesive.
the
I streamed
Warzone
this game
updates,
recently.
the Warzone, oh yeah? Did you play a lot of the Warzone like single player stuff?
I did, and it doesn't. My biggest problem with this game is still the same, even though the update added a lot more content. The online is dead for this, and they have a single player. There is like a collectathon thing, which is kind of cool to just free roam around, free flight. But the single player missions, the problem I have with them is that they're kind of on a timer. So it's not like destroy all the things and then complete the mission and then you're good. It's like fight these guys, and when time runs out, then the mission ends. And like it doesn't give you ample time to kill all of them. And that really bothered me. It's
been a while since I played this, man. You're refreshing my memory here.
Me too.
Yeah, it's kind of like what Sean B says. I wish Eve Valkyrie was $9.99. It's true. I think this is just at this day and age too much to ask for, price wise.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the first PSVR game I tried in the in-store demo at Best Buy, and it blew me away. And then like trying it later with the HOTUS, even though it was a couple of years old when I got the HOTUS, it was still like a really cool experience. And I think out of the box, at least the way Squadrons launched, Eve actually feels better with the HOTUS and more like a flight sim than Squadrons does. Squadrons a little more arcadey feeling with the HOTUS, I think. So, I mean, depends on the kind of thing you're looking for, because it is, I would say, a little more simmy and a little less arcadey than Squadrons. But really, I wouldn't play it with Squadrons out there, because there's full lobbies, multiplayer-wise. The campaign in Star Wars is just so much more deep and long. Like, it's an actual campaign, whereas Eve Valkyrie just sort of threw some stuff together, and they were like, yeah, that's single player, right? Whereas Squadrons, you don't even have to touch multiplayer, and you'd have like a great experience with it. Yeah. But then there are full lobbies out there every night for you if you want to. So, yeah, in this landscape, I would say probably not anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you guys, and it sucks too, because I think this is like a seriously, there's a ton of quality here, and when
there's a lot of quality. Those ships and the worlds look amazing.
And if you've never played it, you'll be impressed. It was a launch title. Like really, they got some good performance out of the PS4.
Yeah. I mean, in the Warzone update, I mean, I don't know how much did the price go up when the Warzone update happened, or I don't even remember how that all worked out.
I can't recall.
I think it actually went down.
Right, price drop and more content is like,
it just wasn't enough.
It sucks. Yeah, I hate to say I can't recommend it with Squadrons out there. But man, if you played the crap out of Squadrons and you like need something more, something that's just a little bit different, then yeah, there's something here. There's absolutely something here, and like it'll give you a little bit more content to fuck around with. So I don't know, maybe. I hate saying no just because Squadrons exists, but I don't know. What do you guys think? What's our final rating?
I'm gonna have to give this for now thumbs down. It's a good game. It's a good game. Just because I give stuff thumbs down doesn't always mean I'm saying it's a bad game.
Yeah. Should you buy it right now?
Yeah.
Should you buy it right now? No.
I'm in the middle on this one too.
Yeah.
Brian.
2 middles and 1 down. Leaning towards down.
Yeah. What's the next one? Oof, we are going
slow. All right.
I love the sound of it.
Next one is Fruit Ninja VR for $9.89.
That is too much money.
So funny thing, I actually haven't played this yet. This is one of the few games I haven't played, but I am going to buy it, and I'm going to be live streaming possibly tonight.
Oh, wow.
If not, sometime very soon. I'm going to be doing a live stream of all these games on sale, as many as I can.
Oh, wow.
And I'll be doing my first impressions live.
Wow.
I usually don't like games like this, though, so I don't know. I can't answer this one.
There's something satisfying about it, like the way that the slices feel and the way you chop it up, and you can like skewer pieces of fruit and kind of have them on the end of your sword and fling them around and stuff. And it's challenging. I mean, like if you want to get high scores, it's not really that easy to do. And I think the other thing is if you know people who don't play VR or don't play games that much, like if you tell them, "Hey, Fruit Ninja," but it's in VR, like they're like, "Oh, I know Fruit Ninja. I played that on my phone. Let me try it." So, and I think it's colorful and it plays well enough that it would like get those people to be like, "Oh, this is kind of a cool, fun thing." But for most consumers out there, I think $10 is like a little steep for this thing, as it stands.
Yeah, I agree. I was actually just thinking about this game recently, and it's really, I honestly think I enjoy the flat little mobile thing better. I played hours and hours and hours of this on my Vita, and I unlocked like almost everything, and I played all the challenges, and I just had a blast. And then in VR, it's a little too difficult, I think. It's a little too hard just to get in. I feel like I was dying way too quickly, and I don't know. Like I'm accidentally swinging at the bombs. Like when I'm just like, well, there's no way for me to see that the bombs were there. It's very challenging, and it does Fruit Ninja in VR very well. But this just isn't the way I want to play Fruit Ninja, unfortunately.
Yeah. There is one caveat here. I've been waiting for this game to go on sale for 3 years. It has not been on sale since at least 2 years, I should say.
Wow.
Possibly 3 years. It has never been on sale ever.
They probably know Fruit Ninja will sell at any price if you keep it on the story, you know?
First time I've seen this on sale.
So what's our rating?
What do you guys? Yeah, what's your guys' rating?
I'm going to say down for most people.
Down for you guys. All right, next we have, interesting. I didn't notice this before. Next we have Ghost Giant for $14.99.
Well, I love Ghost Giant. So I would say, yes, get it. It will be a memorable experience for you.
There's not a lot of games that can touch me, but this game touched me. I don't think it's an amazing game. I think it's got some decent puzzles. I think it's a great world, great characters, great story.
Mm-hmm.
And music is incredible in this
great
game.
Music. Too. It's got a lot of great things. And for $14.99, it's like 4 hours long. There's also a platinum trophy that's pretty obtainable. And I'm liking what I'm seeing here, guys.
Yeah.
This game made me sniffle a little.
I cried. I definitely cried.
I cried. You can admit it on stream, AJ. You cried.
I didn't cry. It didn't make me cry. It didn't make me cry, but it definitely made me emotional.
I was watching AJ on stream when he beat it,
and
he just
but I wasn't like
shut up. No, he just didn't say anything because I knew he was like holding it back. He was like depressing. He's like, I can't talk right now because if I talk, I'm gonna get emotional.
It was it's so oddly, I feel like this story is finds a way to relate to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think what hit me in the feels was that I deal with depression. You guys probably deal with depression too. A lot of you guys out there deal with depression, and it's a really beautiful story. And it definitely touches about depression and lots of other things. But in a very fun video game kind of way. And it's a very well told story. It makes you laugh, and then it fucking grabs your heart and twists it. So, Brian, you want to add anything?
You should have bought it already at full price.
Yes, that's true. But if you haven't.
On the count of 3, 3, 2, 1. This is definitely
one of our few unanimous thumbs up.
Yes,
so far.
That's true. We've had Crisis Brigade 1 and 2, and then Ghost Giant so far, and I like our picks so far. Next, it's going to get harder from here though. There's going to be a lot more. You're about to start spending lots of money, because next we have Gun Club VR for $12.49. If you have PS Plus, $11.24 for Gun Club VR. Guys, I like this game a lot. Some of the best gun sounds in any game I've ever played in my life. The guns feel very good. You are shooting targets in this game, but they do it in a way that's not just you're sitting in a firing range and shooting targets. There's World War II sets, there's zombie sets, there's action sets, and there's these pop outs that jump at you and come at you and stuff. There's like a billion guns to choose from with different attachments and stuff. Yeah, it's a fantastic game.
Of these kinds of games, like the shooting gallery sort of games, Gun Club is like by far my favorite one. It's like you said, there's a lot of customizable stuff. The levels are actually fun to play because you're not just sitting in one place. Right. There's ones that even remind me of like Time Crisis, because you shoot guys and then it moves you to the next spot, and there's guys shooting at you from here and you got to take them out, and then it moves you to the next spot. Like you're going through an environment, a level, instead of just standing there. Then, like you said, the zombie mode's pretty cool. They're actually coming at you, and you got to get headshots, and it's kind of fun. But the customizability of the guns is one of the best things. Like, I'm not even a gun nut or anything, but you can grab any attachment and like put it here and then be like, oh, I think I'll slide it back a little bit. And just like everything that you can attach has a little bit of, do I want it all the way at the front or the back, or do I want it on the bottom or the side? Like, you can really tweak stuff out to be the way you want it. And there's a lot of cool stuff to play with in there. So if you like the idea of a shooting gallery game, like, this is definitely the best one I think I know of.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with both of what you said. I want to give a shout out to Deathly, the Death Cat PSN, Deathly86 with the Canadian $15. He says, take some funny money. Thank you so much.
We love funny money.
Monopoly money is the best kind of money. It's so colorful, man. It's like so cool. Thank you so much. We love you. Appreciate you helping out the channel. And I also want to give a shout out. Wow, we're doing tips.
I love that name too. Have we done a Deathly shout out on Viewer Takeover, or is that new?
I don't think so. There's been quite a few that I've noticed that didn't do the hashtag GameCat that deserve a shout out.
Viewer Takeover. I like that name.
Next is from Metaphor with the $4.99 donation saying, "What I miss? Paying for a BK meal with no PS5 win. But hey, go Biden." All right.
Hey, there we go.
I was thinking of going to pick up a $5 BK meal tonight and seeing if I could win a PlayStation 5.
Yeah. AJ's been trying.
I did it like 3 or 4 times, and yeah, it's not a good idea. If you're gonna do it, go for like I said, maybe the Impossible Whopper or something. Just don't do it. Don't. Just buy a PS5.
Regular Whoppers are okay. I like the taste of the regular
just
Whopper.
Buy I'm telling you, pay $500 over buying Burger King.
That's not. No. Okay.
Yes.
And then our next one's from Wonder Rob with $5. Thank you, Rob. He says, "Go democracy. I still believe in spite of it all." Yeah, this might be a little naive, but yeah, let's go.
We won't get into it. This isn't the place for politics, but because I think all three of us would have a lot to say in response to that. But thank you very much.
Show anyways.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wonder Rob. We appreciate your donation.
So, Gun Club on 3. Gun Club 3.
Oh,
2. 1. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna count down to 1 or what?
On 3.
Wait. 3, was that my fault or you? I don't know what we're doing.
Guys,
do you want us to do an order?
Thumbs down for Gun Club, guys.
Okay, yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah,
thumbs up.
Yeah.
3 thumbs up for Gun Club. That is our third.
We're only on G's.
Yeah, we're only on G's. Only G's up here, y'all. Gunjack for $2.49. We're gonna pick up the pace here. Gunjack for $2.49. This is basically a very basic wave shooter. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of this game. I tried it. No.
Yeah, it's really basic. It is Galaga, like Brian said, but it's in the EVE universe or whatever. So it's got like a little bit of production value on it. Like, it's better than you'd think it would be compared to like a Bandit 6 or something. Like, it looks better, but it's not that much fun once you play it for a few minutes.
Evasion is a better Galaga game.
Well, Evasion is a totally different style of game. You're running around shooting stuff. Yeah. This one is stationary, and it's like, I guess you would call it a wave shooter because you'd call Galaga a wave shooter if you really want to break things down that far. Like, enemies come in waves.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, this is fine. I think I gave it a 3 on a Why We Love episode, and people get mad at me. But it's like for $2.50, it's like it's fun for a couple hours and it's fine. But as Dave was saying, Bandit 6 is kind of like the better thing because you actually get to accumulate currency and upgrade your weapons and upgrade your shields, and there's like a whole upgrade trees, so many pages of upgrades. And if this had that, I would be so all about it, but it just feels so by the numbers, super basic.
Yeah.
So I'm totally middle of the road on this. It's like for 250, you're gonna get some fun out of it, and it's kind of enjoyable, but it's certainly not a necessity by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it's one of those holdovers from like mobile VR ports. Like you
Totally.
can tell it was designed for mobile like phone headsets and stuff. Just like Bandit 6 was too. 'Cause they're both pretty limited, even though Bandit 6 is a little better. They're both really limited games.
So what-
AJ, hurry it up.
Let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Let's just kind of each go like 10 seconds, 15 seconds on each game, and then vote.
Okay.
Because otherwise we're gonna run out of time.
I already voted.
Oh,
3, 2, 1.
I'm in the middle. Okay.
That's 2 thumbs down, 1 sideways.
All right.
Quick donation from K Panic, the midichlorian game cat with the $2.99 donations. Says new game for 2024 election voting VR. I agree. Everyone go vote VR. Especially PSVR. Go vote PSVR. This is an interesting one. This is one that I did not know was on sale, and I will be picking up this game. I have never played this before. Nick Mulo is going to be so happy. I expect you to die
Whoa.
for 11/24.
What?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, we really don't have to say too much. This is one of the best escape room games I've ever played. Awesome voice acting, awesome production values. Shell Games supported this over and over with free DLC 3 times over. Double the size of the game easily. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things. I'm so excited to play this.
Yeah, I can't believe it's on sale. It's usually what, $25?
It's been so long. I missed it. It goes on sale from time to time, but it's pretty rare, and so I'm so happy it is.
Dude, even the intro itself will blow you away. Just like the start of the game is
everyone loves
so
that.
cool. I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but
Yeah. Don't tell me. I'm about to play it.
All right. Next game.
But excited. Next game is Job Simulator for $12.99. Launch title, I believe. This was a game that I actually avoided for the longest time because I thought I wasn't gonna get the humor. I thought I wasn't gonna enjoy it. I thought I wasn't gonna enjoy the humor or the gameplay, and I was absolutely wrong. I actually very, very much enjoyed Job Simulator. It gave me kind of like a Bill Murray kind of sense of humor vibe to it, like kind of dry, but I don't know. Bill Murray's my favorite actor, so.
Oh, true. Yeah, I mean, this one stands up pretty well despite being a launch title. I think this is a great price for it. There's a lot to do in this game, a lot of fun to be had still, even if you're a seasoned gamer who hasn't played this one yet in VR. Like, it's fun to go back to, and for the whole family. Like, if you got somebody else who's in the house with you, kids or something, I think everybody can enjoy this. And if you're a fan of Justin Roiland, from Accounting Plus and Trover Saves the Universe. There's a cool little Easter egg in here. If you go to the car repair thing, turn the radio on, and there's like 20 to 30 minutes of him riffing about car talk.
I didn't know
and he's
this.
just making up bullshit the whole time. It's just all improv. But it's really funny if you stick around and listen to it. There's a lot of little Easter eggs like that with like radio stations and stuff in here. So
yeah, this is certainly at $30 I think it launched at. I've always thought it was overpriced, but it's still a quality game, and I think this is the right price for it, man. I think $15 would be a great normal price for it, so even cheaper on sale, absolutely. Ready?
Dave?
I think he was definitely a thumbs up.
It's a thumbs up.
He's got a thumbs
up from Dave.
Thumbs
I'm
up
giving
from-
this a thumbs up too.
All right.
I really enjoyed this, and I expected not to. Next, we've got Jupiter and Mars for $7.49. This game has some pacing issues. It has some boring parts, but ultimately, if you're not in a rush to beat this game and you just kind of chill around exploring, swimming in the ocean as a dolphin, there is some enjoyable stuff about it. Off to you, Dave.
I didn't care too much for it. I like the vibe. I like the idea behind it. It's got an environmental message. It shows you this kind of interesting vision of the future where like giant, theme parks are like underwater and you're swimming through them and stuff like that. Cities are underwater. And so it's cool conceptually, but just gameplay wise, it never did anything for me. The parts that are challenging are actually not defined clearly enough to know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And so it's frustrating a lot to not know what I'm supposed to be doing. I know they added some stuff to make that a little easier with like pathfinding and stuff at some point in a patch. Am I right about that?
I feel like the pathfinding was kind of there from the get-go, and it's always kind of sucked.
It just sucked. Yeah, it didn't tell you which direction to go. It was like, there's a path here somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's that way or this way. Just go to the end of the line that way. If it's not there, go all the way back to the other end of the line.
Yeah.
And graphically, it was just too blurry, and like it didn't really hit me the way I was expecting it to. Like, you'd think this is going to be a gorgeous underwater world, and you're swimming around and stuff, and it just didn't really do much for me visually the way that I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, I was horribly disappointed the entire time. I was the first level was a cool kind of collectathon, and then the collectathon just kept going and going and going and going and going, and I was totally lost the whole time. And I didn't take it in as like an enjoyable, aesthetically pleasing experience like I think they were going for, and it just didn't end up being. And so it ended up just being boring. And I honestly think that no matter how much this is, I never, as AJ said, I never found myself having any fun. I forgot what game you were talking about, but that's how I felt about this game. And so no, I give it a big thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
I'm gonna give it a thumb sideways.
All right.
Quick, Brian, why don't you take this donation real quick?
Oh, you just don't want to try to pronounce his last name. This is from George Durgazarian. What's it?
Durgazarian.
Durgazarian. See, I had no idea. He says he gives us $5. Thank you so much for your generosity, sir. He goes, hey, Brian. Oh, he's only talking to me. I get it. Longtime subscriber / viewer. I usually lurk in the shadows watching your channel. Your channel is great and brings me joy. Your comment brings me joy. Thank you so much for coming out of the shadows to announce your presence. We thank you so much for your support.
You're always talking about the people that watch and never, and never comment, never anything. Love seeing that, man. Good on you, George. You don't. We don't expect you to run the show for us, but it's so great just to see a name. And anything, and just let us know you're here. Let us know your presence, and we will forever remember you. I assure you.
And AJ and I really appreciate how much you appreciate Brian. We want you to know.
You get him, Dave.
At least somebody knows who does all the work around here.
Yeah,
so next we've got. Okay, we're gonna keep our descriptions to like 10, 15 seconds each. Keep talking, and nobody explodes for 674. I've never played this. I don't know.
It's a good game if you've got friends in the room with you, like I said before, but I think I like it better than Carly and the Reaper Man. If you got friends in the room, it's easier to pick up and play. It's more replayable because it's different every time, kind of. It's sort of randomized. And it's got a really cool dynamic. If you don't know anything about it, the person in VR has a bomb that they're looking at, right? And I'll keep this as quick as possible. Nobody else can see that bomb, so they've got to describe it to everybody else who has a manual that says, okay, are there 3 red wires or are there 2 red wires? And you go back and forth. And if you keep talking and get it right, nobody explodes. It's a lot of fun. I really like it.
I think we can do this for each game. I think that one person can take the lead for each game, and then we all just vote. How's that sound?
Cool. That works.
I love this. I had a lot of fun with it. If you have another person with you, yes. Where's my thumbs, guys? Where are my thumbs? We're gonna be here all night, guys.
2 thumbs up from them.
Excellent.
Don't know. Chat seems to like it.
It's good. You gotta play it. What's wrong with you?
Next, we've got Loading Human Chapter 1 for $4.49. I know I've had many opportunities to play
every
this.
single fucking time. Still nothing.
I still haven't played it, and I'm probably never going to play this.
All right.
Really care.
Then real quick here, this is a very, very kind of by the books point and click adventure, but it's in first person. They try to do a lot of VR things, but this is a launch title, so like they didn't really have the controls down. It gets a little confusing on how to get around. I will say, if you're patient and you enjoy, it's kind of like a slow paced, nice adventure. I actually had a lot of fun with this thing. It was not worth the $40 launch price, but for $5, absolutely.
So it always turned me off because at launch I was like, "This is not a $40 game." I see games that are $40. This is not it. So I never really was interested, and then I always got it mixed up with like the Assembly or some other one that's like kind of
so good.
Really, they're both good. I just assumed they both suck.
No.
The impression they were good.
This one's kind of rough. The Assembly's really good.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just didn't want to play any End Dreams games after Perfect. That's probably what happened.
Maybe.
But so I've never played this one, but for $4.99, I will pick it up. Actually,
I'm the only one that's played it.
I hope you stream it, Dave.
Stream it, Dave. For $5, yes.
I don't trust Brian on this one, to be honest with you. He told me to get the Assembly.
Do not stream it. Do not stream it. Stream it because it's all voiceovers. It's just talking to other characters. Like you will not enjoy it if you're streaming it and talking to
all right,
the cats.
Medusa and her lover for $3.99.
Wow.
Dave and I actually tried to play this using SharePlay. It didn't work. This game like had like one tiny good thing about it, but overall really was just horrible in every other way.
Not worth it at any price, I would say.
Yeah, not even worth playing.
We can go real quick. I hated this. I wanted to love it.
Yeah,
I hated
It's
it.
another one where you kind of need another person there too, but like it's not even worth playing.
Next, we've got Mervils for $5.99.
And
all right,
we should be back.
and we're back.
So
Okay.
sorry about that,
Mervils,
guys.
We're gonna streamline the rest of this process so you guys know. Mervils, I really despise this game. I think it's a bad platformer, and I think it's goofy. I love Vitruvius games, but hell no.
For me, it's nowhere near a hell no. I think it was not the greatest game in the world, but for $6, it's a decent little platformer. It wasn't the worst thing in the world compared to some of the other platformers we got. I think it's much better. I actually had more fun with it than I did with Medusa and Her Lover, or not Medusa and Her Lover, Carly and the Reaper Man. I'm sorry, Carly and the Reaper Man. So I'm gonna give it a light thumbs up.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
middle.
gonna give it a thumbs up. I think it's kind of paint by numbers platforming, but it's also a lot of fun, and it's like 6 or 7 hours long. So
Yeah.
I want for this price, absolutely.
Poor Twitcher trying to give a bunch of thumbs up, and I hit his comment.
Oh my god!
Oh, I'm
what
sorry.
did
Twitcher gives this a thumbs up,
Hey,
guys.
take his wrench away. What is he?
Seriously.
All right.
No
All right,
more
so,
privileges. for
moving
you.
on. Moving on. Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams for $12.49. This is way too much for this game. It doesn't have the quality there. It is a little relaxing at times, but it's just not quality enough. No.
Yeah, there's some cool levels in here. I really like the one with like the blue nighttime, like glowing kind of bioluminescent stuff. Looks really fucking cool, and like there's some cool stuff in here. But for $12.99, nah. Like it launched way too high. I think 12 is still too high.
Yep.
7 maybe I would say maybe, but like no, it's too high.
Yeah,
So
they forgot to
down.
they forgot to
down.
put a they forgot to put a game in this. It's like here's
No.
here's some environments that like but we just didn't feel like making a game. So walk
But it's
around
twice as
these.
good as-
Arms getting
twice as
tired.
good as perfect. It's 3 times better than perfect.
It is better
Like,
than
It
perfect.
does the same thing
And
as
there
perfect.
there are
Actually
some
walk
little
around
game
and explore
mechanics in
and
there
stuff.
too.
Yeah.
But not enough to make me ever want to play it.
It is
So,
an easy platinum though.
thumbs down.
But still, no. All right. Mini Motor Racing X for $12.49 if you have PS Plus, $11.24. This game is not a game that I would say that you would buy to beat. I'd say you would buy this game more for the experience and enjoy for a couple of hours. Ever since they added the Move controller support where you hold the steering wheel, it is honestly the only game where you can use moves to control a steering wheel, and it feels really good. I'm gonna say sideways on this one. I really more towards yes though.
I'm
Yeah.
sideways on this one too because with other kart racing games coming out that look a little bit more promising, like Dash Dash World, this didn't catch me. It never really hooked me for any reason. And I actually like Tiny Tracks better as far as these kind of little mini racing games. Doesn't have first person perspective, but I still think it's a better game.
Yeah.
So yeah, go middle.
I gave this a tough time at launch during my initial review, but then they kind of gave me everything that I wanted. They gave me the RC program view in VR. They gave me an actual first-person perspective in VR, and it's fast and intense. And for this price, I'm giving it a very strong thumbs up.
All right.
Unlike AJ, I had a blast with the campaign. It took me forever, but I still enjoyed it.
So 2 sideways and 1 up. All right, next we've got Moss for $14.99. Guys, this is still to this day one of my favorite PSVR games. If you haven't played Moss, now is the time. It's an amazing puzzle platformer, story driven. Quill is one of the coolest characters you've ever seen. She was the first official PlayStation mascot. This game is beautiful. Absolute yes. This is like almost a must have for me. Yes.
Don't make me jealous, Brian. Carlos, who is he in here? Carlos, you know what you did. Where is he? I'm talking to you. Anyways, he broke it the same day that I got it. That beautiful ceramic Moss statue, just knocked it off the counter and shattered it. But yes, of course, thumbs up. Moss, great.
Yeah.
They added DLC for free. Extends the time of the game.
Twilight Garden, yeah.
Great thing. There's a big frog in it. I love it.
Despite the fact that Moss can suck it, I still want to say big thumbs up.
Awesome. 3 thumbs up. That's like one of the
It's the second or third
fourth?
one. It's got, yeah.
That's the 4th thumbs up. We've had, for just to recap, for all the thumbs up, we've had Crisis Brigade 1 and 2. We had Ghost Giant. Gun Club, and then now we have Moss. This is the
Okay.
third one. Neon Wall for $5.49. This is just as much as I liked it for its made me feel like a PS1 game. I never finished it. I never really cared to finish it. I like appreciated it for a little bit, but then I was done with it. No.
Well, also you can play like the same exact game in Dreams for free if you got it. Like
Right.
I've seen like 10 games like
Better
this in
games.
Dreams, that
Better
are better.
games.
Yeah, like Neon Wall. There's no reason for it to be in VR. There's no reason to really play it, and there's no reason to pay $5 for it. So no, thumbs down.
I'm thumbs down. I didn't enjoy it. That's all.
All right, Operencia. Never Out for $159. I have this game. I've never played it. I don't even really have interest. No.
I did not have interest in it while I was playing it, so I didn't play it very long. It's super basic. This is another one that came from phone VR, like Gear VR or something like that, and you can really tell it is ultra basic.
Yep.
Graphically, just the most
Ultra
boring game
basic.
you've ever fucking heard of. And like, I don't know, the puzzles didn't get me enough to keep me engaged. So
Yeah, if they manage to not kill the immersion, but with this whole blinking thing that they keep doing, this is a game where you should be able to walk up the sides of walls and stuff and be like, oh, that should be so cool in VR, but they ruin it because every time you do take a step like that, they go blink, and you're like, oh, god damn it! And because of that, the lack of immersion, I wasn't interested in the puzzles. I'm giving it a thumbs down.
Thumbs up. Real quick, George Dergazarian says with not only donated $5, Brian, but he said was lucky enough to pre-order 2 PS5s. Would you be interested in doing a giveaway, a way to support the channel and help out a lucky game cat? Meow.
that is fancy as hell, George.
George, if you want to email me at withoutparole@gmail.com, we can talk and we work something out. That's super generous of you to give one away. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So send me an email and we can talk behind the scenes and maybe figure something out. But yeah, that's crazy, man. So
That's wild, man.
Yeah, thank you for your generosity.
This is just further proof why we have the greatest community on the internet, man. It's everybody.
George here comes out of lurking. All of a sudden, he's like, "Hey guys, also, anyone want a PS5? I've been lurking, but I just came out here and like that's so good. Oh, that's crazy, man."
Right, for sure. Also, while we're doing tips, guys, let's talk to K-Panic the Impossible Game Cat Whopper.
That's a quick name change.
The $5 donation saying Moss for Christmas, like a D in a box. # Game Cat.
Poor Quill. All right, now we've got Operencia, The Stolen Son. Okay, look, real quick. I've got 30 hours in this game. I love like hardcore dungeon crawlers. This is the best dungeon crawler in VR. It's not the most VR game, but it can be played with a DualShock. It's easy to pick up and play. It's not physical. Lots of people can enjoy it. It is very, very challenging and has tons of variety. Like I said, 30 hours. This is an absolute yes from me. I love this game.
Dave?
I don't feel as strongly about it. I didn't get as sucked into it as you guys did. I like the concept, and I generally like these old school dungeon crawling games. But something about the VR implementation felt a little bit underwhelming. Like the scale of everything was kind of off. The look of things, while sometimes really interesting, like some of the environments were very cool. That underground thing where there was like water on the ceiling looked really awesome, and there were some really cool parts in it. But I just didn't feel like I needed to be in VR playing it, especially the combat scenes. Like the combat scenes, really, the VR didn't add much of anything. You can't tell who's hitting you or from where or anything like that. There's no real representation on screen of like what's happening during the battle. So it gets kind of boring, actually, during the battles. The exploring is kind of cool. And obviously, like, there's a long storyline here, lots of dialogue, different characters you can recruit. I think if you're really hardcore into this sort of thing, you'll enjoy it. Like, Bel Ramio, I know out there, like, loves this game, has beaten it, like, twice. And so, like, there are going to be people who are hardcore about this game and fucking love it. Yeah, I wasn't one, so I'm going to go middle on this one. For this price. If it was like 10, I'd be like, yeah, buy it immediately. But for like almost 20, I'm like, yeah, middle.
Yeah, I feel a lot of people are going to spend like 5 or 6 hours with this game and then just like kind of be like, okay, I've had enough. And it's, you know, it's a fantastic game. It's got a lot of content, but it's just not for everybody, and it kind of wasn't for me. And so I'm going to go with Dave and give it a middle, because I know it's good for the people who like it, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah. Big thumbs up for me. Loved this game. Okay, now we've got Pistol Whip for 17.49. Really
that's
fun
what I
rhythm
like.
game. Excuse me, really fun rhythm game, and shoot to the music. It's almost like Beat Saber with guns, but throwing like an action movie thing. It's got DLC coming out later this year. Easy. Yes, this game's not even that old.
Yeah, and it's had a bunch of DLC already too, and it's all free. So
Yeah.
they've added new modes, new modifiers, like new stages, all this stuff. It's kind of a no-brainer if you like the look of it and it looks exciting to you. It's really satisfying, especially if you try and play it like a rhythm game. If you don't just shoot everybody like whenever you feel like it, but try to stick to the beat, it's pretty challenging. It's pretty fun, and a workout for sure. Get your squats in
Yeah.
playing Pistol Whip.
This one
So
surprised me.
thumbs up for me.
This one surprised me because it was just, my first impressions were like, I don't know, I don't really get the why everyone's so obsessed with it. And then I did dual wielding. I did it on the hardest difficulty, and man, it just gets, it's really when it gets really challenging, it's really fun. I think it's fairly easy, but like Dave says, the rhythm is all part of it, and you do get into the groove, feeling the move controllers pulsate. This is definitely a very strong thumbs up for sure.
3 thumbs up. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and but that's the 5th thumbs up from all 3 of us. Tons of cats too. I'm keeping tab, like I just posted in the chat. I'm keeping tabs of the games that all 3 of us gave 3 thumbs up to, and we'll post them at the end. All right, so we're getting closer here. Oh man, we were getting closer. We still have a lot though. Pixel Ripped 1989 for $8.99, or with PS Plus $7.49.
Yep.
Easy yes for me. This is the better of the Pixel Rips in my opinion.
I think so too.
Great concept, great attitude, great gameplay. Just all around yes for me.
Yeah, if you're gonna get one of the two, I'd say get this one, and it's a better price. And I don't know, I think the second game's not bad by any means, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But it just loses some of the magic I think that the first one had, and sort of tries to do things that don't hit as well as they do in the first one, or they retread things almost one-to-one from the first game, like the environmental stuff, like distracting your parents and stuff. It's like pretty similar, but the first one's just better, I think. So thumbs up.
Yeah. I mean, if you grew up playing retro games and you were excited about VR your whole life, and now we're finally here, this is kind of the best of both worlds, and I think it was really well done. I always use the word truant when I talk about this game. It has like a truant feel, like a very rebellious feel, and I love it, man. Absolutely, I think this is a great deal for it too. Thumbs up.
That is number 6 out of like 100 that we've covered so far.
Yeah.
Next, we've got Pixel Rip 1995 for $15.99 or $13.99. Just like we said before, I think Pixel Rip 1995 is an excellent game. If you don't really have any other games, if you like really don't have anything else on this list, if you're a retro gamer, you're gonna enjoy this game. That being said, I'm still just gonna give it a thumbs sideways.
I think knowing that the first one is the price it is, I would wait for a little bit more of a sale on this one. So middle for me. It's not a bad game by any means, just not as exciting as the first one.
I'm strangely going to give it a thumbs up because after just replaying it with the hardcore mode update and seeing all of the stuff that they added, and like actually giving you a reason to explore that first game, which just dragged. Now it's like I'm interested in it dragging because I'm looking around for these 13 cartridges, and it really adds so much to the exploration. You're even finding these golden cartridges in the game world, not just the video game world. And so, yeah, no, I mean, I found a whole new appreciation for this game with the update. I think they killed it and actually made it a game that's like really hard not to recommend at this point. So I'm giving it a
I'm
thumbs
definitely
up.
not
Counterpoint. Okay.
I'm
Sorry,
definitely
go
not
ahead.
giving it a thumbs down. I will never give a Pixel
Yeah.
game a thumbs down. Just a thumbs sideways for now.
Well, so for me, that hardcore mode update didn't. Sorry, the camera's fuzzing out. Yeah, okay, whatever. You don't need to see me. So that didn't do anything for me, and I actually was like extra bored trying to do it that way because so if the idea is let's make the game part of it a lot more challenging, and this is for hardcore players who want to get the speed run and do this and do that, all the other stuff that sort of drags down the game in front of you that you're playing didn't really gel with that sort of approach to it. Like, it feels like a hardcore gamer speedrunner thing, but you still have to sit through all of this dialogue and all this other stuff. So it kind of drags more to me when I'm trying to play it in a more gamey way than the experience of just playing it the first time through, where it's like, oh, this is happening. Now I'm playing a game, then I'm doing something outside the game. The hardcore mode just was not for me. It did not do anything for me at all. It didn't add to my appreciation of the game.
Well, I'll tell
one
you.
bit.
I'll tell you when they, when I replayed it for Why We Love, I played a little bit on the new hard mode, but then I was like, no. I'm like, I need to go back and go to the regular mode, and because I want to take my time and collect these things and not be dying every 5 seconds. So I just think especially if you've never played this game before, the first impression it'll make on you is so much better than it was before because of these pixel doors, the ripped power or whatever the hell they call it. It's just they just added more of a game. I felt so shallow before, and now it feels complete. Anyway, that's it. Like I said, thumbs up. You guys both doing Sideways, right?
All right, good game though. Good game. Red Matter for 1624. This is an excellent puzzle adventure. It is only 4 hours, so maybe not the most value for the money. But if you haven't played this yet, it is hard for me to say no. I'm gonna have to give this a thumbs up.
Yeah, I feel about the same way. It's gorgeous. One of the best looking PSVR games that we had at the time, and still today, I would say too. Really well optimized. The shadows, the lighting is just beautiful, and it's a puzzle game, but it's like kind of a space Soviet escape room mystery thing that's unraveling in front of you. So it's not just a straight puzzle game like move this here and do this. There's a lot more going on, story wise and gameplay wise. I think it's definitely a must pick up if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think the controls they give you are fantastic. You get these claws that just pick up items and stuff, and everything just feels really tangible. I love the puzzles. Actually, I think it took me closer to 5 or 6 hours to beat, so I felt like I got even more life out of it. 100% thumbs up.
Yeah,
that's another 3 thumbs up. Red Matter.
Red Matter.
All right, Res Infinite for $14.99. This is a tricky one because I really like this game. I think it's very good. I think it's fun. That being said, when you break it down from a technical standpoint, for me, it's it's not really a great rhythm game because of the timing that you play. It's more just it's really just a button masher, but it's experiencing the whole thing. The button mashing is the only thing I don't really like about it, but I like everything else about it. I like the music.
Are you not holding to lock onto multiple enemies at once?
I'm doing that too.
Mashing the button because you're not
no,
really.
I'm doing that too. I know, but it still comes off as. I mean, you can literally play the entire game just pressing X.
Well, you hold X and then you release it, and then it goes and everything explodes. There's cool music going on. And it's really fun. I don't know.
I love Area X.
Yes,
I would usually say yes. I'm gonna give this a thumb sideways now. For now.
So for me, this is a hardcore yes. If you are of my generation and you played Rez on the Dreamcast and you have some sort of nostalgia for that, this is the best possible nostalgia hit that you can get. It's awesome in VR. Area X is really cool too. It takes the whole series into the future, and it just looks gorgeous. It's a game that I think holds up really well, just design wise and gameplay wise. It's satisfying, even though AJ said it's not super complicated. I mean, most shooting games where you fly a spaceship like this, arcade style, are pretty much just hitting a button when you need to anyways and moving around. So I don't know, that never bothered me too much. But the style's off the charts. The music is incredible, and the way it all syncs up is peak Mizuguchi. Synesthesia, everything is synced together. Music, gameplay, visuals. It's just, for me, a really good package, I think, for 15. Yeah, absolutely. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I got to agree. I mean, I love this game back on PlayStation 2, and I played the crap out of it then. The one thing I'll say that I don't agree with everybody in the world, everybody in the world is Area X is so cool, and I'm yeah, it's all right. I'm I like the rest of the game so much better.
Me too. It's the best cool add-on. No, it's not. It just looks. I think you're getting swayed by the fancy graphics, but I don't know. It's gameplay wise, it's no better than any of the other preceding.
Same graphics as the entire game.
I will tell you, no, it's
I'm not gonna argue this.
Area X is actually blurry compared to the rest of the game.
Different. Looks entirely different.
Yeah,
it's all more 3D and VR.
It looks like Tetris Effect, where it's all particle effects and blue, and you're floating through this vast kind of void area, floating, swimming around. Rez is way more line drawing, vector based art and stuff. It looks totally different.
Yeah. still gonna give it a total thumbs up.
Yep.
And that's that.
I say
AJ's some sideways. All right, moving on.
All right, Rush VR for $12.49. If you have PS Plus, $11.24. This is a tough one. I love this game. I think flying in a wingsuit is something that you need to do in VR, and for that reason, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, there's a fun sense of like danger when you got to go close to sides of things to get your boost up, and you're like almost hitting the ground, and you know like any second you could die and lose the whole race. Especially against friends online. Like I would say pick this up mainly if you have PS Plus, because A, it's cheaper, B, you can play with people online, which is where I've gotten the most enjoyment out of it. The lobby is really fun and super VR as fuck, as we say. Like you can play around with all these tools and toys and shoot stuff in people's faces while you're waiting. It's a pretty fun game, and I think just satisfying to play. So yeah, I would say thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any question about it. Like we kept talking about putting this on the top 25 list. This game is so much fun with 7 other players. It's just, I mean, incredible feeling. I have almost no complaints about it at all, and absolutely for the price, no questions asked.
Yeah, and especially with that Volcano DLC, make sure you get that. It's free. It's in the store, but you got to go select it to get it.
Ooh, here we go. This was my should we, shouldn't we? Sirento VR for $20.89. This game has amazing locomotion, probably the best locomotion. As long as you don't get motion sick from doing backflips and stuff, this is a must-have game at $20. This might be. Let me look at I mean, there's a lot of must-haves from that we've chosen. This is definitely one of the more higher priority must-haves from this list. Big thumbs up.
Yeah, I love, like AJ said, the locomotion. You can do backflips, side flips, slide, jump all over the place. It's really cool. And the weapon variety is awesome. I think I mentioned earlier in the show there's a lot of unlockable stuff, like upgrades for your weapons that actually do sort of a Diablo-style thing, where it's like you can get unique abilities if you get like an epic, or like a legendary or a rare one.
Yeah,
and there's
the level up system.
Yeah, so there's a whole secondary game there beyond just like enjoying the gameplay. I got into trying to get cool loot and improve my weapons and stuff. But I think from the beginning, all the weapons are available to you. You can pick whichever one you want. Right. It's just upgrading them from there, which is kind of nice to have that freedom. But like my favorite is there's a chain scythe, a scythe on a chain that you can throw and cut guys' heads off with while you're sliding after a front flip in midair. It's like the most fun action movie shit. Really satisfying. Then you pop out the SMGs, slow-mo, backflip. You'll love it. It's great. And multiplayer is there. So thumbs up.
I agree with everything you both said. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
All right. Sirento makes the 3 thumbs up list.
Top.
Shadow Legend VR for $14.99. This is a really fun fantasy adventure, really polished. It is made by Vitruvius. This game is a little short on the 4-hour side, like I said, but it is a really fun adventure. Some good combat, some great surprises, lots of stuff to interact with. I'm going to have to give Shadow Legend a big thumbs up.
Yep, thumbs up for me too. Pretty much everything you said. Lots of collectibles, lots more than I thought was going to be in the game. And just like every room you go into, you can interact with stuff and loot, and there's something to do even beyond the combat and the collectibles and stuff. So thumbs up for sure.
Yeah, no disagreement here. The only thing I got to say is that, man, I wish some of the RPG, like leveling up things, I wish that there was just more game to make those things feel more worthwhile. But the fact is that I had so much fun with this game. It was probably one of the most VR games I'd ever played, and I cannot complain about it. It's thumbs, way up.
So that makes it to the list. Next, we've got Spark for $9.99, PS Plus $8.99. Funny enough, this game is broken right now.
Yeah, the servers are busted. Yeah, the servers are busted. And even before, there weren't many people playing online, really. So, I mean, you really got to go up against a human for this game to be fun. Because, like, the shit-talking is half the fun of this game. So I would say, yeah, probably in this state currently, no.
Because it's broken until they fix it.
It's broken, so no. But when it's fixed, I say give it a big thumbs up because you only need one other person to play, and you can always get. And
every time it goes on sale, people are playing it online.
Yeah.
All right.
Real quick, wanted to give a shout out to K Panic again because he gave us $3. He says K Panic the Impossible Game Cat Whopper. It says game sale, $500 later, no cash for a PlayStation 5.
Well, you know what? For now, you'll be just fine. I think if you wait.
Yeah, actually,
This
spending
is
a couple hundred on a
This would be a good time
PSVR
to
sale.
get the most juice out of the last. If you're gonna have this thing.
These games.
Yeah.
It's for the PS5. If you don't have any of these games yet, and they're backwards compatible, some of these might have boost mode and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to stock up.
Just to clarify, Dan Kiefer says, why didn't they ever add more content to Shadow Legends? They actually added more content to, they actually added more content to the game for the release
the
of PlayStation version.
Yeah.
So we got more than they did, at launch on the PC side of things. And now
They doubled it.
They what's that?
They doubled it. It was actually 2 hours long, and now it's 4 hours long.
Oh, I thought it was just like that one extra section, the floating platform section. Interesting. All right, moving on.
Moving on, we've got Stifled for $4.99. I have this game. I've never played it.
I've never played it either. Yeah, it reminded me of Blind and like too many other games that I don't care about.
Yeah.
Strange, I don't have a trailer for it for some reason, but yeah, I played this, and for $5, it's decent. It's obviously a horror slant, and I liked it more than I liked Blind.
Okay.
And so it's fun. It's a nice little horror adventure. It's not going to be terrifying, but it is fun for $5. I think you'll get $5 of enjoyment out of it. It's a thumbs up for me.
All right, so I know. Sorry, real quick. I don't know if Joe Grover's still out there, but if you are Joe Grover, I want to thank you for sending me the shot glass to get me through this fucking 4-hour long live stream.
Damn it. We're almost done. We're at the home stretch. Super
Hot.
$12.49 for
years.
$12.49 for Super Hot. This is the time to get this game. As a total PSVR classic. Absolutely yes.
And I would say just in general, like a VR classic, just like Beat Saber and all the big ones people talk about. Like I've seen people recently saying, "Oh, should I get Pistol Whip or Super Hot?" Totally different games, not even in the same ballpark. They look the same, but just get Super Hot. Get Super Hot, man. Come on.
3 thumbs up. That's
3 thumbs
another
up.
one.
Let's do it.
Surgeon Simulator ER for $5.99. First of all, this game usually goes for cheaper. Secondly, it's just a weird mess around game. I'm going to say no.
It's not that fun. I couldn't figure out what to do either, and it's just like annoying.
I figured out what to do eventually, and I still don't like it.
Yeah, 3 thumbs down.
Tetris Effect for $19.99. This is if you need a game, like I posted on Twitter earlier, if you need a game that is relaxing, that gives you zen-like sensations, that you can come back later, months later, and play and enjoy, I think this would be low priority because it's $20 if you're kind of on a budget right now. I'm kind of on the fence, but I'm going to still have to say yes because just overall, it's an amazing game.
And this thing launched at $40, didn't it? And it's $20 now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Indeed.
absolutely. Yeah. And then plus knowing that the multiplayer part of this, the multiplayer update, is coming for free in summer of next year. I know it's a ways off, but like get good at it now. It's definitely a thumbs up, man. Tetris. This is other than no multiplayer. This is my favorite Tetris game ever, and they're about to fix that. So hell's yeah. The rituals are great too.
Yeah. Thumbs up for me as well. I would say I don't know. I love this game so much. Even at $40, I was telling people, "You're crazy. It's still worth $40." It's not just Tetris. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's just Tetris." It's not just Tetris, guys. It's really got that Mizuguchi spin on it, like we talked about.
Yeah.
Music, sound,
kind of the stuff you
together,
were describing. The stuff you were
Yeah.
describing about Rez. I was like, I feel that way more about Tetris.
Well, I mean, that's his style across any game. Like Luminous is like that. Child of Light is like any game he's ever made is essentially that's his MO.
Is that 3 thumbs up?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, another 3 thumbs up. The full 3 thumbs up list has gotten pretty big now. So, the assembly, the assembly for $7.49. I bought this game because, honestly, not to throw Brian under the bus, but I bought this because he kept saying it's pretty good, and I bought it. And I played the first 5 minutes, and I was like, "What the fuck is this game?" And it's really, really bad first impression. I didn't even go back to it, so I'm gonna say no.
I've never played it.
Yeah, I played the full game, so I'm the only opinion here you should be trusting. So you're welcome. After the first 5 minutes, it gets fantastic and just keeps getting
Can't get 'em
better
all
and
right.
better.
I'm good for that. I'm giving it a thumbs down. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Um,
AJ didn't like the story being told to him while he was being pushed around in a wheelchair. I get it, but man, it gets so good. And
I mean, the
and
inpatient-
this-
it looked
too.
terrible too. It
yeah,
looked
no, but
awful.
eventually you get out of the wheelchair. So
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
it's better than the inpatient then.
most things are, yeah.
Okay, next we've got the Exorcist Legion VR Complete Series for $23.99. With PS Plus, it's $22.49. Now look, I kind of like the Exorcist Legion VR, but if it's going to be on sale, it needs to be way less than $22. I'm saying no.
I'm gonna say yes, but only if this had been like a week ago. Because like it's a great Halloween pickup. Like if you
Right.
haven't played it,
It would have been
this
great.
would be the perfect time. Like put it in the Halloween sale, not in like the after Halloween sale.
Right.
So I think in general, I like this game a lot. Actually, I know people have had bugs and issues with game saves and stuff. My experience was just clean, perfect. Everything worked. I had a good time. It was spooky. Some of the stuff actually stuck with me for a long time. I can remember some of the scares really well. So I would say, yeah, this is like one of the better horror games that I think we have.
Yeah, I think this is actually the perfect price for it. These things are like $7 or $8 a piece usually, and so for like $23 to get all 5 of them, that's a great deal. And yeah, no, I really enjoy this one. This terrifies me in all sorts of ways that other games don't. And you know, before Halloween, after Halloween, I don't care, man. You got to play this. Thumbs up, big thumbs up.
Yep.
If it was Halloween, I would give it the benefit of the doubt. But guess what game is even cheaper than The Exorcist and is better, Brian?
Oh,
The Room
right.
VR, A Dark Matter, for $20.09. This game may only be 4 hours and one and done, but it is an amazing 4 hours and one and done. I'm giving The Room VR, A Dark Matter a big yes.
We're so close to finished. Like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's
Yes, very close.
My legs hurt from not using them. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I've got blood clots in my legs.
Let's take a lap around the room, everybody.
No. We're
Okay,
toughing
all right.
this out.
So, yes. This is the thumbs up for me too. I like this game a lot. I'm not a huge escape room guy, but this kicks ass, and I love Egyptian stuff. If you're into Egyptian stuff, it's so
Yes.
cool. You're like in the artifact
Ooh.
room, and you're going through sarcophagi and stuff. It's really cool. Thumbs up all the way. Yeah, stretch your legs, man. Let's stretch our legs. Show off our shirts a little bit. Show your shirt.
Yeah,
I know Brian's gonna say yes on this.
I'm actually gonna give it a big thumbs down because they don't know how to spell without
What?
parole on their promotional.
So hold on, Death Venus Blue has an interesting question.
Yeah.
The Room VR, A Dark Matter, or Red Matter?
Oh, that's
That-
hard. I would say the room though.
That is very
It's a
tough.
little more fancy.
I would. Oh man.
well,
It's so different. So different. You move around in that one like Free Loco. The room is like fixed locations. So-
Which makes me want to say Red Matter, but I do think the puzzles are better in the room and the kind of spooky atmosphere. But then Red Matter's like this cool sci-fi adventure.
and the puzzles are really good in Red Matter as well. That they're no slouch.
Yeah.
They're not difficult, but man, but they feel satisfying to solve. I'm gonna give it to Red Matter, even though it doesn't have the
I am
tone I'm
too.
looking for.
Okay.
I like the room's tone better, but I think if the room had full locomotion and in full movement,
Yeah,
smooth turning, and all that stuff, I would give it to that. And I understand. Don't get me wrong. I never hold it against the room, unless you were comparing this game to that game, because I think the room does what it does really well.
It does. yeah,
Distracted the game set. Game Cat says, "Does it really matter?" Man, both these games are very, very good. I'm definitely gonna have to lean to Red Matter.
Yeah.
It's more immersive. All right, we've got Trainer VR for $3.99, PS Plus $2.99. I never bought this. I don't want to buy this.
They
No.
never gave us the much requested first person train riding update, which they promised to us that they would provide.
Yeah.
They told me it'll be here in like a month when the game
Actually,
came out. What I said
just-
is, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just remembered I was given a review key for this and I never played it. I never
So
even activated it.
I
Yeah.
did play it, and it actually wasn't. If you had been able to do a first person train mode, it would have been a little bit cool for people who are into building train sets, because you could build a cool little city and a train set and then hop in the train and ride around. They said it was coming and then it never came, so I'm going to say thumbs down on this one.
Yeah, I did play the crap out of this, and I was going to review it, and I don't know what happened, but it's not terribly exciting. I mean, if you like building like little train sets and stuff, I mean, like they've got what you're looking for.
Exactly.
I don't like building little train sets, and there was only 2 environments, and neither one was particularly exciting. We didn't get the update because it's Sumo Lab, and they said, "Oh my God, Crisis Brigade is selling. We're going to focus our energy on that."
Yeah, which was a good decision overall.
It's like 2 guys. We get it.
Yeah.
But so for $4, it's like, nah, probably not, man. There's nothing here I want to spend any time with. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down.
Finally, the last game on the list is Trover Saves the Universe for $17.99. This is kind of it's a little on the short side. They did add some DLC. I am a fan of Justin Roiland and stuff, and I think this is overall a really polished platformer and pretty fun. I'm gonna say yes to this.
Yeah, I laughed so much playing this game. I had a great time. The platforming is pretty good, pretty serviceable. It's not like the best platforming game ever, but the whole package, I think, is entertaining and colorful and really polished, well put together, and just kind of twists game conventions in fun ways sometimes. So I thumbs up for sure. Brian, what are you so smiley about?
Professor Lilla says, "What happened to the one person giving a summary and thumbs up, and then thumbs up, thumbs down without more discussion?"
We're trying to move faster. We're trying to move faster.
No, that was the plan for moving faster, and we abandoned it like seconds after we started it.
What I love is like when
I think what we've been doing faster though.
Okay, well, never mind. I'll say it.
Anyway, Trover is amazing. I don't like Justin Roiland. I'm not a Rick and Morty fan, and somehow this game had me laughing the whole time. And I don't know why. I have no idea why. But the humor was perfect, and I love the way you interact and how everything. Yeah, no, this is a great game. Fantastic. Thumbs up. What am I holding up for? Thumbs up. Yep.
As Just Incredible in the chat says, Trover is the Mervils we need, which I can't.
Damn right.
I still voted for the Mervils, but I think you're right. It's better.
Is that 3 thumbs up for Trover?
It is indeed.
Absolutely.
Genetic Blasphemy with the $5 donation says, "All this sales stuff is great, but yay, Alvo! I just can't wait for my speedy shooter fix. Thanks for getting it so fast, guys. Getting to it so fast. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm posting this in the
Genetic
chat.
Blasphemy.
These are all the games that got 2 thumbs up or 3 thumbs up from all of us. Crisis Brigade 1 and 2, Gun Club, Ghost Giant, Moss, Pistol Whip, Pixel Whip 1989, Red Matter, Rush VR, Sirento, Shadow Legend, Super Hot, Tetris Effect, and Trover Saves the Universe. How you like the sound of that?
Man,
That's almost like a top 25 list right there.
It's pretty good. I mean, I wish some of these were still in the top 25. Actually,
somebody should make a top 25 list. Oh wait, that's me.
Oh, maybe I'll make one.
There you go. Oh, by all means, means.
Just give me your login and I'll post it on the channel if that's cool.
SB says, so in conclusion, buy Res.
Buy Saints and Sinners.
Buy Res. That's right. He's right.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually buy Final Assault. It's only $10 now. That's the real message of the show.
Yeah, that's true. Final Assault might as well be on sale too. Man, I know, Brian, you're about to get us out of here, but I just got to say I love you guys for sticking around. You guys are amazing.
Yeah. He means the audience, not us. He hates us now.
I'm trying to hug my camera.
But you guys are amazing, the chat, for hanging out and chilling with us, man. Brian.
Totally. Hey.
Dave. You guys, Brian especially, take us home, man.
All right, guys.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Brian especially. All right.
Brian especially, yeah.
Well, because he usually does the outro.
You got anything to say, Dave? I don't want to step on your toes.
Oh,
man.
You usually do the outro. I don't want to step on your toes.
All right, guys. Thank you. As AJ already said, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you to everybody who hung out and watched the show. Thank you to everybody who commented, participated. Thank you to everybody who donated and supported the channel. And of course, thank you to everyone who sat back and didn't say a fucking word and just enjoyed the show.
All the Georges out there.
Now George doesn't fall into that category anymore, man. He became one of us.
The rest of them, we dubbed the rest of them Georges.
That's right, because don't forget, once upon a time, back in the Beyond days, I was just like you guys. I watched every single Beyond episode. It's my favorite part of every single week, and I never ever commented. I didn't even click the like button because I don't know. I just don't know.
I visited there. I went and met them in person.
Me too. Twice. So thank you. I totally understand. I love you all. You're amazing. Remember, don't forget to go over to Dave Station VR and subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to PSVR Undergrounds. Watch AJ's silly shenanigans. Also, a shout out to Donatello, the Scientist Game Cat. He goes, $5 donation, pizza time. I think it's definitely pizza time. Guys, your
Somebody asked me
donation.
my favorite Ninja Turtle. Yeah, somebody asked me my favorite Ninja Turtle. I definitely decided Donatello is absolutely my favorite Ninja Turtle.
Oh, Michelangelo is my favorite.
No, Michelangelo is my least favorite.
Really?
I think I'm a.
But he's one cool dude.
I think I'm a Raphael fan because he was the depressed one in the.
Oh, but he's so brooding. He's such a.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. Welcome to my world. Also, David Moore with the $5 donation says, "Is that it? I thought you all were just getting warmed up." Thank you, David Moore. I hope that you're getting warmed up over there, getting your stuff back together. I think he's getting a new PSVR or something like that, dude. Keep us informed. We need to know when you can play games again. Make sure you join our Discord, guys. The link is in the description. And of course, I don't know. So just subscribe and do all the YouTube stuff. I don't even know anymore. My brain is so fucking fried.
Smash that bell, guys.
Trent Stanley says, bullshit, go another 3 hours, guys, please. Lol.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see over on the Discord, but it is definitely pizza time. I'm gonna go relax. You guys all have a wonderful night. Dave, thank you so much for hanging out. AJ, thank you for hanging out. Cats, thank you for hanging out. My name's Brian Paul.
Had so much fun, man.
This was PSVR Gamescast Live. We love you all.
And we're dead.
Well, it's time to cue the cat.
But before we go, I cue the cat because I want to say goodbye to Distracted, the game cat. It's a second run. Hell no. Hack the game cat, always keeping it lit. Guys, there is an honor and duty D-Day thing going on afterward. If
Go
you
play
wanna join
D-Day.
Up, some cat. Trying you later. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Twitcher, the single player game cat. Thank you. K-Panic, the impossible game cat Whopper. I love that freaking name so much, except for when it reminds me of Burger King, and then I want to
Burger
die.
King.
Gamer Chick 13, the Diet Pepsi cat. Novadamus anchovy pizza, dude. No anchovy, dude.
Yo, Gamer Chick's
Just
coming over for
incredible.
Thanksgiving. Did you know that?
Dan
She's coming over, yep.
12-toed game dog. What up, 12? Brody, the game cat. Joe, man. Brody God himself. Bow down. This
the one.
Ooh, 90 snap. Trent Stanley, Donatello, the Scientist Game Cat. That's right. Goddamn best Ninja Turtle ever.
I think Brian only likes Raphael because he's the only Ninja Turtle that would have gone to a Fall Out Boy concert.
That's absolutely true.
Got him. That's amazing.
Nope, I'm not even denying that. I would totally go to a Fall Out Boy concert.
Although
And I
I
would go
will
with
say-
Donatello or Raphael.
I will
I'd go with
say in every video game, I would always play as Leonardo because his sword didn't work.
Yep.
Death Venus Blue. Death Lee, the Death Cat. PSN. Death Lee 86. Everybody add Death Lee 86 to your PSN. Play some games. I'll add you up, dude. Wonder Rob. Love. SB.
What?
Toodle Pip. That's actually is a near Automata reference.
Oh, I love that game. Yeah.
Where the robots are like effing and they're like clinging into each other and they're like,
when did you bring out the word effing? Like, where
this
did
is a
that
kids
get-
podcast. Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat Game Cat Delirium True VR. Thank you for modding. Ben Lee, the Spartan Game Cat PSN. Sean B, Steve IRE from Ireland. Gabriel 004, the Game Cat with the license to
It's really
meow.
drawn
Tilo
Yeah,
313. Dan
it's like he
Kiefer, the
doesn't love us
Triangulator,
anymore.
Gamer
What is he
Chick once
doing?
again, Professor
Why-
Lil, thank
why
you
is he
so
torturing
much.
us?
Nick
What is-
Mulo, the
I
Game Cat.
just want pizza.
You guys cannot hold me down
Just
no
want
matter
pizza.
how hard you try.
Just want pizza.
I know there's some other
How
people.
come we're not eating pizza yet?
Free us.
I think
Free
Pizza.
us
I think
from
I'm Zach Lightning still on.
Oh my God, where's the pizza?
I'm running out of game cats here. There was a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of them though.
Well, sure
Josh
there are.
Sutsky. I think K27. I think that's it, man. I think I got.
Cut 'em off.
That's all the most recent game cats. We're good to go.
I'm gonna go
I
get some
feel like-
pizza.
Yeah, let's eat some pizza.
I'm so tired. I'm not.